Network. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Let's head back to the Overhead Door Company of St. Louis Traffic Center and get an update from Roger Brand.
Well, Megan, it looks like we have a crash. They're blocking the two left lanes for it. Northbound 270, south of 44. Traffic's jammed at Gravois, and then it's still slow. Manchester to Ladue, eastbound 64, east of Lindbergh into Big Bend. Still heavy westbound 64, Science Center through Big Bend. Slow south 170, backs up at the Parkway. Eastbound 370, jammed 141 most of the way to Mills due to road work. I'm Roger Brand in the Overhead Door Company of St. Louis Traffic Center.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
It is 9 o'clock. We have sunshine and 54 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. TSA officers are set to miss another paycheck because of a lapse in funding for the Department of Homeland Security, but there are signs of hope for agents struggling to make ends meet and for travelers stuck in long lines at airports.
A resolution may be nearing. Senate Republicans have offered a proposal to fund most of DHS except for ICE enforcement operations. Democrats say they're reviewing it and will present a counteroffer.
CBS News correspondent Nicole Killian says TSA workers continue calling out sick in droves. More than 450 quit since the partial government shutdown began in mid-February. The Trump administration presenting a 15-point ceasefire proposal to end the war with Iran. More from CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Even as Iran continues to launch missiles towards Israel and other Gulf nations,
we're in negotiations right now.
President Trump claimed the regime is so near defeat, it has no choice but to negotiate an end to the war.
Iranian officials say only that they're reviewing points from the U.S. for potential talks while mocking the Trump administration for, quote, negotiating with yourselves. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said he views the Pentagon as being part of the negotiations with Iran, saying we negotiate with bombs. Missouri's highest court gave Republicans a significant victory yesterday through the fight, although the fight for the state's congressional map isn't over. The Supreme Court ruling 4-3 that lawmakers had the authority to redraw congressional districts at President Trump's behest last year without waiting for a new census. But the group behind a referendum to overturn that new map says it already has enough valid signatures to put the question before voters in November. Separately, the High Court preserved Missouri's photo ID requirement for in-person voters while striking down parts of a 2022 law that limited voter registration outreach by outside groups. Washington University's commencement speaker on May 15th will be Andy Cohen. Chancellor Andrew Martin traveled to New York City to join Cohen from the set of his show, Watch What Happens Live.
Seniors, I will see you on May 15th. I'll bring the emos and the Busch beer.
Clayton native Cohen told the chancellor he thought they'd never ask. From the KMOX business desk, the Missouri Botanical Children's Garden is reopening this weekend. Tram tours and tours of the Tower Grove House will also start on Saturday.
KMOX AccuWeather, more sun than clouds today and much warmer this afternoon. High 81. The record is 84, set in 1907. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy and balmy, low 66. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a breezy, hot day. The high 94 would not only break the record of 87 for the date set in 1991, it would also break the all-time March record of 92 that was set back in 1929. A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow night will slice into this heat, and they can produce hail and damaging winds. Friday, a shower early, mainly south and east of the city. Breezy and dramatically colder as cloud yield to some sun. The high only 55. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is sunny with some high clouds, 53 degrees in downtown St. Louis. The weather sponsored by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called The Show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, good morning, friends. We are broadcasting live. We're going to tell you where we are in a minute. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Yeah. It's all over social media.
So I need you to get. Oh, it is? You told people already?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I even took a picture of your nuggets.
My nuggets? My chicken nuggets from the Chick-fil-A. Those nuggets. Hey, join us today, won't you, at 314-436-7900 by texting. We'll take calls maybe. It's a little difficult because we're on the road, but we can still do it.
Texts
Text the
are great.
show.
Yeah, texts are great.
314-436-7900. So are voice messages on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it to your phone. You can listen to us live, listen to the podcast, and you know what else? Cardinals baseball. Tomorrow, you can hear opening day baseball free on the Odyssey app. We are also streaming live. Our faces are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX. We're at Rally House. Time for the top of the order. We are at Rally House today. Yeah, we're at Rally House today in Brentwood Point. We are the one right by Chick-fil-A. That's why I'm having
and
the Chick-fil-A.
Deerbergs.
And
Great
Deerbergs.
Deerbergs. It's Eager Road.
Eager Road.
Yes.
There are 2 rally houses, or is it Rally's house? There are 2 rally houses here in the general area, but we are at the one that is near Chick-fil-A off Eager Road,
which is where
Brentwood Point.
Ronj got his nuggets.
Got my nuggets.
Deerbergs. It's a great Deerbergs right here. And Rally House, they've got merchandise outside. They've got
I think they had to
sales.
make room for us. This place is jam-packed with stuff.
We are in front of the hats.
We're in front of the hats.
Yep.
I mean, if you walk into this place and don't see us, there is something wrong with you, and you should get checked out. So we are at the Rally House today, and so is the Gashouse gang. And guess what else? Matt Adams, former Cardinal, is going to join the show.
And he'll join our show. And then is he hanging around for the Gashouse gang?
He'll be with us at 11:30 today, and then he's going to hang around for the Gashouse gang at 12.
And shall we get to the top 3?
Yeah.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Well, I just did the top one. We're at Rally House.
Well, the button was hard
that
to find. The
Okay.
button was hard to find. The street takeover we've been talking about.
Yeah.
How they had flamethrowers and people getting shot. It wasn't great. Well, we got a postmortem here. We're going to look at how did the curfew go. We've got Alderwoman from Ward 1, Ann Schweitzer, joining us.
And the Blues won again. They beat the Capitals last night, and they have now just 12 games left in the regular season. There's a doubleheader tomorrow. There is a Cardinals Blues doubleheader tomorrow. So the Cardinals will play, Blues play after that.
A lot going on downtown, and we're actually going to talk about this later in the hour, just how sports and sporting events like the national and international sporting events, whether it be the U.S. Olympic Figure Skating Championships or March Madness, how it really affects how people perceive the city of St. Louis nationally and globally. David Amilati with KMOV had a good piece on this, so we'll get into that in a bit, but everybody is super excited right now about opening day. Technically, there's Major League Baseball tonight.
There is. The season opener is tonight. It is the Yankees and the Giants, and that's how the 2026 season will get underway, and then we'll get going tomorrow. Look, I know that this is not expected to be a great year for the Cardinals, and of course there could be surprises, and you never really know. You're going to have a lot of young players on the team. It's one of the youngest teams in baseball. So I suppose you never really know. But nobody is going to pick them to win the division. No one's probably going to pick them to finish second or third. It's a matter of growth. This is another season of growth for them. However, even if that's all it is, opening day is the best. It's just this time of year, and I feel like I've said that a lot when it comes to sports in the last few months, just because the tournament has happened and the Super Bowl happens and, we just had the Olympics and all of that. But there is something really special, and I know I'm not breaking any ground here. Everybody knows that opening day in St. Louis is such a great time. And we'll talk about this a lot tomorrow too. But the anticipation of it happening is almost as good as the event itself. Because we're just thinking about opening day, and we're going to be on the road tomorrow too. At Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village, it'll be an all-day thing, and that I love opening day in St. Louis.
I think it is the sports version of Christmas. how you have really a whole countdown to Christmas, and you have the Christmas music and the decorations. And I feel like whether it's our KMOX, the literal countdown to opening day, people start talking more about baseball. You start seeing the Cardinals hats and the Cardinals jerseys, people asking you, hey, what are you doing for opening day? Did you take off work? Are you going downtown? Are you hanging out at a bar? It does feel like Christmas. I think this is one of those events where we really can lean into how well St. Louis does something. I know every major league team, of course, is excited about the season starting, but my understanding, and from talking to people around the league, that St. Louis opening day really is special. There are a couple cities, I think, that lean into it as well, make it the big celebration.
Cincinnati has a big one.
They have a big one.
Theirs is really big. I know New York does it well. Obviously, you would think.
But I do think this is a special opening day. And we always talk about the Clydesdales, which you're most excited about.
If I don't see Cash tomorrow, he's my favorite Clydesdale.
Yeah.
So when the City SC opener happened, the Clydesdales come outside Energizer Park, and they were stationed there for a little bit. And I walked up to the handler, and she saw me coming, and I knew she knew that I was looking for
because
something.
you have the restraining order.
Yeah. And so I went up to her and I said, Cash isn't here, is he? Cash is my favorite Clydesdale again. And she said, he's right here.
You didn't recognize him?
And I didn't recognize him. No, he had a new haircut.
You
so
must
it was,
not see.
No, it was a new haircut. I didn't know it was him. And so he looked great. I guess he was a little under the weather, though, she said.
Like he had a cold?
Yeah. I didn't know horses could have colds, but apparently Cash had a cold.
Oh.
I'm curious to know if he's going to be there tomorrow. It almost doesn't matter because the Clydesdales, they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful and spectacular.
He's just saying this because of the restraining order.
No, it's true. They are all wonderful creatures. And tomorrow we're going to get to see them. I hope they could fit one inside Cardinals Nation.
I think they can, because there are double doors. If you remember, because you walk into Cardinals Nation, there's that little shop.
Yeah.
Like the gift shop. That's
where the
double
Hall of
doors.
Fame is.
The Hall of Fame, yep.
Yeah.
And then another set of double doors.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if you open up both sets of double doors, you can get a Clydesdale into Cardinals Nation.
I got to tell you, I hope so.
You'd have to do it before they started bringing the food out.
Let me tell you this other thing. The pageantry of what happens on opening day in St. Louis is really something special. As we're talking about here, it does bother me that these Clydesdales are getting to go other places. I think Cincinnati's going to have them. Washington's going to have them. That's not fair.
But I don't think it's
on opening
Cash.
day. It should be ours.
It's not Cash, though. Cash stays here. I think they have other Clydesdales.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
They
they're
do
the
have stables.
secondary and tertiary Clydesdales,
Yeah.
but we have the main ones.
We have the good ones.
And speaking of Cardinals Nation, you brought that up because that is where we will be starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And then our boss, Steve, he always wants me to leave when the Cardinals people start showing up.
Right.
I've noticed this. I noticed it last year. I think he's trying to keep me away from Heim Bloom and Ali Marmol. I don't know why. So.
What do you mean you don't know why?
Well,
you're awkward.
I think I'm delightful. I thought of the new hashtag Heim to fly for the Cardinals.
Yeah, nobody liked it.
I think everybody liked it. I think I would be a great representative for KMOX, but at any rate, they're kicking me out at 11, and then Tom Ackerman will be joining you. And at 11, who knows who will stop by? Are you guys getting Ozzie Smith?
I don't know who we're getting tomorrow. It's going to be a smorgasbord of fun and surprises.
Everybody, but
And we're getting
everybody will be
tomorrow.
stopping by.
I think all day, too. So you're going to want to listen to the broadcast tomorrow, starting at 9 o'clock. Again, we're at Cardinals Nation, Ballpark Village. You don't have to have a ticket to come down. You can come down and see us, and we hope that you do.
And we want to hear from you today. We brought up the text line, 314-436-7900, because Mary Lynn texts in, and she says, I think the Cardinals will be fun to watch. All capital FUN.
Well.
And I think so, too. And I want someone to take this bet. Will the Cardinals have as many wins this year as it will be degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow?
Well, the answer is no.
You don't know that, though.
They're not going to have
94
93 wins or 94 wins. They might.
Maybe Mary Lynn and I are the only people who are putting money on that bet.
No. She's not saying they're going to be good. She's saying they're going to be fun.
Mary Lynn, if you could text in to clarify.
Now, winning can be fun and is fun usually. But what she's saying is it's going to be a young, exciting team that is a lot of fun. That's what she's saying. So
Okay.
we are here at Rally House. We've got gift cards we're going to give away, and we will tell you how you can win those gift cards.
I think they're pretty significant.
They are significant.
Can you say how much?
I don't even know if I can say how much.
I think we
they
can.
are.
I think they're $100.
$100 each.
Yeah.
So lucky listeners and people who stop by, some of you maybe, and we'll tell you how you can win those gift cards or a gift card as the show goes on today.
And like we said, there is no better place to be than KMOX for opening day. We are the mothership for the Cardinals.
Yes.
Yes.
Mothership.
We are the
and
mothership
flagship.
and the flagship. So if you tune in to when you tune into KMOX tomorrow, you can expect to hear from Build with the Third, Polo Asensio and Benji Molina.
Wow.
Heim Bloom.
Wow.
Heim Bloom. That's why I think they're kicking me out. John Rooney and Ricky Horton. Al Raboski, the Mad Hungarian,
the Hungarians,
Scott
coming
Terry, just to name a few. That's who we're allowed to say so far. We're not even allowed to say anyone else right now.
Fantastic. Well, you're going to want to listen tomorrow. You might as well listen today. Again, we're live from Rally House, Brentwood Point, where the Chick-fil-A is. We're very, very close to the Chick-fil-A. There's Deerberg's here, too. So don't go to the one directly across the street from the Galleria. That is the wrong one. Well, I mean, you could go there, but then you'll be surprised that we are not there. We're glad you're with us today until 12 o'clock. Matt Adams will join the show at 11:30 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hi, this is Steve Butts from the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. In 2026, our agency celebrates a momentous occasion as we celebrate 65 years of service to our clients, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Nor Butts. Our staff is ready to assist you with all your insurance needs. So please call me, Steve Butts, at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com. For auto, home, and commercial insurance needs, that's crawfordbutts.com.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
For the last 33 years, you've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do you hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful, long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call 314-569-1050 or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a banner day.
I got my first real six-string.
Brian Adams. Roll with the Punches Tour 2026.
A night full of hits. Live at Enterprise Center, Friday, July 24th.
with special guest Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Oh, baby. Yeah, we're talking about opening day tomorrow for the Cardinals. It's baseball's opening day overall today, Yankees and Giants. But forget about that, because the best competition event in town is happening right here with our Barch Madness tournament, Amy Marks Coors.
Do we need to clarify
No.
for people
If they don't get it,
what Barch Madness is? Because we may have heard yesterday that someone misunderstood. They didn't know what Barch Madness is.
Well, isn't that their fault? And then when they figured it out, how much fun were they having?
To me, what it feels like is a lack of interaction.
That's what it sounds
Because
like.
if you interacted at all, you know that Barch Madness is the best bars in the St. Louis area.
That's right. We have put together a field of 64. We have whittled it down to 32. So we are in the round of 32. We're trying to get to the sloppy 16. And we're going to have those results. We're going to have those.
This
no,
is
it's
the
great.
stupidest tournament.
No, it's a great tournament. Best bars in St. Louis. And as I've mentioned before, all of our top seeds are still in. They have all won their first round matches. In the Eberhard-Anheuser region, McGurk's Pub is a number 1 seed facing off against Nick's Pub now. And so they are in the Adolphus Busch region. It is Fast Eddie's in Alton. You know Fast Eddie's. It's been around a long time. They've got the 8 seed Big Daddies. That's a matchup happening now. Amsterdam Tavern in the William J. Lemp region is facing Molly's in Soulard.
That's a tough one.
Matchup.
That's a tough matchup, but And
in the Anton Griesedick region, it is O.B. Clark's, our number 1 seed. They've got the Golden Hoosier right now. And as I'm looking at the matchups, and again, you can vote until tomorrow at Chris Amy KMOX. Go to at Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter, and it's pinned to the top. So you go right there, you follow the thread, and then you vote on what you think are the best bars in each one of these matchups. And there are only a couple that are kind of close, to be honest with you.
And one of the close ones is the one we just mentioned, Amsterdam Tavern and Molly's.
Yeah, Molly's is about 5 points behind right now. And there could be a swing there. Amsterdam could take off. You have no idea how that's going to turn out. You've also got the matchup of Sportsman's Park, which is a 7 seed, facing 360 Rooftop Bar downtown, which is they're both cool places, but very, very different.
Yes.
Sportsman's Park has an intimate vibe. You go inside, you have a great meal. 360 is the top of the hotel that you could see into the ballpark, an outdoor space. It's awesome. And you can see, 360 degrees around the city. It's two very different places, but that matchup is close right now.
You're a big fan of the vest, correct?
I love a vest.
You love a vest.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Finance Bro vest?
Of course I've heard of it. Everybody knows what a Finance Bro
You
vest
can see a few of those at Sportsman's Park. That's a good place to go to
You could
kind of
probably-
catch up on Finance Bro
I
vests.
bet you could see a few of them at 360.
That's a great point. This might be the battle of the Finance Bro vests.
Sportsman's Park versus 360?
Yes.
I bet that's what they set out to say, to be here.
If you're a Finance Bro vest, 314-436-7900.
Yeah. Some of these other matchups here, we've got Helen Fitzgerald's facing Maggie O'Brien's. That's a tough matchup for both teams here. And right now, Helen's has a lead. Pretty good lead. We'll see if Maggie's is able to make a comeback.
Helen's is huge.
Yeah,
it's
people love
very
Helen's.
big. You can get lost in Helen Fitzgerald's.
Oh, I've been lost in Helen's. Spent the weekend there one night.
You say that all the time. You
I do.
are such an old man.
Do you like that
You're
one or
such a grandpa sometimes.
Humphreys, a 5 seed. Humphreys is having a spectacular season. They came back. They were closed for a long time, Humphreys was. And they used to have, I don't know if they still do. Let us know if you're a student at SLU.
Yeah.
Or if you go by there. They used to have, and I want to say it was Wednesday nights, They used to have penny pitchers.
We need to hear about
penny
this.
pitchers.
That seems too
and that was
cheap.
before. It way too cheap.
That seems dangerous.
Way
Illegally
too cheap. Wow, way too cheap. And so, or maybe it was dollar. I think it was penny. I think it was penny pitcher because you just throw down $1, right?
Yeah.
And so
alliteration. I don't know
yeah.
college students though. If I were a college student, I might take that penny literally.
Well, I know of a university. I just heard about this past weekend. At the University of Maryland, there was a bar that they did. They called it the Bladder Buster.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and here's what they did.
gosh.
Here's what they did. So the pitchers were a penny until the first person in the bar went to the bathroom.
Can you imagine? Oh, do they boo that guy?
Yes.
You have to boo that guy, and it's 100% a
So
guy.
people
because-
would be like, "Do not go in that bathroom. You go pee somewhere else. You go
Yeah.
out in the alley. You go to your house.
Yeah.
You don't go to the bathroom here."
That's
so
great.
So as soon as somebody went to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
all the prices went back to regular. That
That's-
does not seem legal, but
that seems super illegal.
I guess it was.
The Terrapins.
The Terps. That's right. Go Terps. So Humphreys, the number 5 seed,
And
they're
that-
facing Jack Nolan.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one. But man, don't you think? And we just spoke with Billikens basketball head coach Josh Schertz yesterday that the Josh Schertz behind the bar serving drinks had to have been a huge catapult for Humphreys.
They also gave out free beer that one time when Nate Gatter and I waited so
That's
long.
right.
I don't want to put that out there because I don't want people thinking that's normal. But
Well, you just put it out
sorry.
there.
Actually, they didn't do that. My bad.
Listen, I don't want to tell people that they gave free beer.
But they did.
He says it on the radio.
Is this live? This is a recorded show, right?
Can we take that out?
No.
Daniel, take that out. He hits the dump button.
Yeah, that's. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's
and like he
perfectly fine.
said, it was an anomaly. They're not going to keep doing that. That was a one and done. Maybe it was just Matt. Maybe that person thought you were cute.
Maybe that lady did.
Yep.
What do you think about the matchup of Westport Social versus Village Bar? These are two lower seeded teams,
Yeah.
the 12 and the 13. I know you love Village Bar.
I'm biased. Yeah,
I-
because Village Bar has just been around forever, and it's such a
Well,
staple.
Westport Social walked past Fox and Hound.
Unbelievable.
Walked right past it.
I think it's
and
because
now,
it's Fox and Hounds, and that's off-putting.
and now Village Bar is having their way with Westport Social, just having their way with them. So if you want to change the outcomes here, if
Yeah.
you want to factor in what is happening in the Barch Madness tournaments, go to our Twitter account at Chris Amy KMOX, and you can vote what you think are the best in these matchups. I love a lot of these places too. I'm looking at the tournaments, and I really like what's happening.
I know there's some really tough choices, but like Ronj said, if you're unhappy with this tournament, and we know you are, we know a lot of you are, you always are.
It's not my problem.
You have no one to
It's not
blame
my
but
yourself.
That's right.
That's right. If you don't like what's going on here, go vote. Quit crying about it and go vote.
That's right.
And if you're a bar owner or a bar manager and you're wondering, is my bar still in
Yeah.
this tournament? Go look at Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter.
Because
Go
they
find out.
they can vote.
They can vote. And you can fight about it with other bars for all I care. Take it to the
This
streets.
has really been a special time of year for the Chris and Amy show. It is where we've probably dug ourselves into the deepest holes with scandal and controversy.
Mhm.
We had the Pasandwich scandal. That
did.
predated Matt.
Yep.
The Pasandwich scandal, which I do think
Which
was the fault of someone that
We don't know.
that is no longer employed.
No, she was no longer with us.
She left the state after
So
that.
we
she
did-
literally left the state after the Pasandwich scandal.
I think she was chasing family. We had a couple of we had we were looking for the best sandwich in sandwich place in St. Louis, and Paschetti's one, and the people there fit. I love the people. at
Love the
Paschetti's.
people.
But there were some very
See-
upset folks.
Okay, can I just say this as we go to break? We got a 314. This is the type of nonsense. This guy said he thinks Hooters going to win.
Okay,
and
Hooters
guess
is-
what? He didn't vote. He would have
You're
known
right.
that Hooters lost in the play-in.
Hooters lost in the first round matchup
Yep.
against Sasha's Wine Bar on Demont. So Hooters was in the Hooters South County was in the tournament, and they've lost.
Yeah, but this
So-
guy, because he didn't participate in the primaries,
That's what happens.
doesn't realize that
That's what
Hooters
happens.
is out. I've
Well-
been upset about it. Now I'm upset.
Go to at Chris Amy KMOX. You have about a day You have about 24 hours, maybe a little bit less than 24 hours to vote, because then we will have the sloppy 16 tomorrow on opening day. It's the Chris and Amy Show live from Rally House, Brentwood Point, Eager Road, near the Chick-fil-A. Come see us. We're here until 12 o'clock on KMOX.
All right. What are you doing on April 25th? That's a Saturday. I know where you need to be. You need to be at the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness Run. It's a 5K. It's a 1-mile fun run. It's a great event for the whole family. Centrally located at the beautiful MoDOT headquarters right there at 141 and 40. It is an affordable 5K, which is awesome because I know a lot of race registration prices get pretty expensive these days. Not this one, because they want you to bring the whole family. And as the name implies, the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness Run is dedicated to promoting safety for road workers and raising awareness for those work zones. When you see the cones, when you see the workers out there, put down your phones, slow down, make sure that all of those MoDOT workers can get home safely to their families, because they're fixing the roads so that we can get home safely to ours. To sign up for the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness Run, just Google Work Zone Awareness Run St. Louis. It'll pop up and you can sign up, and we'll see you out there Saturday, April 25th.
St. Louis, can you feel it? It's back.
Welcome to opening day.
To tradition.
The majestic Budweiser Clydesdales.
The sound of baseball in the air. A swing and a long one. This Thursday is opening day. We show up, we wear red, we stand together. New season, fresh start. Your St. Louis Cardinals are ready. And all season long, every moment lives here. 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of the Cardinals. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
54 degrees right now, kind of cool before it warms up to the high of 80. Mostly sunny today. Tonight, partly cloudy and warm, a low of 62. The weather brought to you by Artistic Decks.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched wordmark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me, 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, haven't practiced in a long time, but I did plaintiff's work and defense work, so I have a pretty good understanding of it. I have a pretty good idea of who's who in the firmament of plaintiffs, attorneys. And for my money, Mark Cantor is the guy. He's a great attorney. He is a great practitioner. He's put together a great team. He was born and raised here. He lives here. He works here. He wins here. Call 314-628-ALL-9s or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based on advertisement.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Swings, and it's a high fly ball. That's hit deep. It's a gunner! It's a gunner! And a game winner!
Start the season in style. On Saturday, March 28th, the Cardinals welcome the Tampa Bay Rays for a spring showdown downtown. That day, you can score a lightweight Cardinals pullover, a navy blue look built for early season nights, and easy everyday wear. Comfortable, classic, and ready for cool evenings at the ballpark. It's a layer you'll reach for all season long. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Debuting Tuesday, March 31st, it's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
We are live at Rally House, Brentwood Point. It is off Eager Road. It is not the location directly across from the Galleria. We are in the other one over near Chick-fil-A and Deerberg's. We are going to give away during this show. Well, here's what you have to do. For the next 2.5 hours, you can come by. Really, you can do it, I suppose, for 3.5 hours if you include the Gashouse gang.
Because Gashouse gang will be here. That means will Mr. Thomas Ackerman
Tom Ackerman
on
will
site.
be here. Yeah, Tom's going to be here.
Unbelievable.
Matt Adams, former Cardinal, will be here at 11:30. He'll be on with you and me, and then he's going to stick around for the 12 o'clock hour for Gashouse. Okay, so we have 4 gift cards, $100 gift cards to Rally House. We'll be giving away today. We're going to need you for the first 3 of them. You need to get here before 12. Got to get here before 12, and you sign up. There is a KMOX table right out the front door, right outside. There is a sign-up area, and then we're going to draw winners, and then we're going to give away 1 during Gashouse Gang. You don't have to stick around the whole time and wait for your name. We'll contact you if you have won in the drawing. So 4 different $100 gift cards to Rally House we'll be giving away today. It's
That's
an awesome deal.
Very exciting. A hundo.
Man, are we awesome or what?
I mean,
Is Rally House awesome for giving those to us?
I know.
To give away?
I think it's unbelievable.
They're
They've got
amazing.
some really good stuff. There's a
This
Cardinals.
place is jam-packed with, and Amy, they got to look at all the clearance stuff. They've got jerseys
Yeah.
from, I'm looking at a Nolan Arenado jersey, and you can buy it. These are all clearance prices. Everything that's outside.
I don't know
It's
why
awesome.
you wouldn't buy it.
I have no idea.
Well, I want to spend my money on. There's a Cardinals straw hat in the Tommy Bahama section because they have Tommy Bahama Cardinals shirts.
They do
that are like Hawaiian print, and you can golf in them.
I love it.
Anyway, I want a straw hat. Do you remember when I wore the straw hat to the baseball game and we had the whole debate on whether or not it was rude
no.
to wear the giant hat at a baseball game?
To obstructing the view of other
Yes,
people?
and then we had a debate, and I believe the listeners chimed in. They probably weren't helpful at all because they usually are not. And we decided that it was not rude because the Cardinals had a straw hat giveaway.
So they were encouraging people to wear them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
At any rate, if you want to buy me something, I do want that Cardinals straw hat. And remember how Mary Lynn and I are we both think the Cardinals
Listener
are gonna be
Mary
great.
Lynn.
Listener Mary Lynn, who didn't appreciate your attitude coming into the season.
That's all right.
Saying that you didn't think, you thought it might be a tough year. Mary Lynn clarifies, she says the Cardinals' young talent can't wait to show their stuff. Then you add Wynn, Burleson, and May. It will be exciting. These players will be reviving the Cardiac Cardinals. I would bet on them to go to the playoffs this year.
Whoa.
P.S. Specific enough?
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I think that's awesome. Mary, oh my gosh. I told you I was a misogynist. Gosh, Mary Lynn, I'm on your side. Ron is a curmudgeon.
That was
he's crabby because his nuggets are gone.
No, I got plenty of nuggets still left. Hey, I am happy that she is
specific enough. I like that she is kind of clapping back
good.
at us.
Go ahead, Mary Lynn. I appreciate the optimism, and I hope that you are not disappointed by the end of the season.
Also, Barch Madness, which we were talking about, we need you to vote. And we have a texter wants to know, do you need an ID to vote? Do you need an ID to vote for the bar?
Yes, and a birth certificate.
And a passport.
Yeah. And you need to have not changed your name by getting married.
No, you don't need an ID because we don't really know rules around here.
You just have to follow us on Twitter at ChrisAmyKMOX.
So,
that's the only rule.
Since it is a sportsy couple of days here. Probably the rest of the week is going to be fairly sportsy because of opening day. But David Amalotti with KMOV 4, Channel 4, First Alert 4. He had a really good piece that looks at how major sporting events shape St. Louis's image nationally and globally. And he just, talked to different people who were in town for the different events that we had, whether it was March Madness or the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. And here's a couple of quotes that I just kind of want to get your thoughts. So Lindsay Strabel is from Des Moines, Iowa. She said, the food is great, the barbecue, some good seafood, some jazz areas. I like how open and friendly it is. People are just out and about. Susan Lax from Kentucky says, it's a good people town. You don't have to worry too much about yourself. It's a fun downtown and cool places around the ballpark. So I know some people listening might think, well, we always say there aren't a lot of people downtown. Obviously, when they're downtown for the events, that's what they're experiencing, is that flood of people, that increased population that happens when there are events, which is what you would want the city to be all the time. So do you feel like it is a great city for events, but if they were to come down on a random Wednesday, they might not have that experience?
Probably. I mean, I'm in the area on random days. I don't live very far from downtown, so you see what the difference is when there is a Cardinals game or a Blues game or City or NCAA tournaments, whatever. You see that there is a difference in the city. And it's not that we don't have a lot to offer. It's that people don't really come down to experience it unless something is happening. And then when they do, there are so many other people who are out and about, like Lindsay said, that was her name, I believe, the visitor. Then it appears like, oh my gosh, there are people out and about. This is a hopping place. And that's always been sort of my issue with St. Louis, is not that it's a bad place. It just, there isn't always a lot that's going on. But when we do have an event, we tend to nail it. St. Louis tends to do really well with big concerts and these NCAA events where people are coming in from out of town and experience it. And then they leave and go, that wasn't a bad place. I don't know what people are talking about. Why did they say that it's awful? And I wish that we would be able to attract more of that, because if you're able to attract more of that, then maybe it ultimately gets people to stay here.
So, tourism leaders like Bob O'Loughlin of LHM.
Right.
And he had an interesting perspective. He said that and this is in that David Amalotti piece, he said you can't change perception from a distance, that you have to get people here to
people
enjoy
have to come see it.
The world-class zoo, the science center, the history museum, the botanical gardens, and Forest Park, which of course he noted, and I agree, is better than Central Park in New York. And it is interesting though, because if you can't change a negative perception from a distance, we certainly know that we are making that perception negative from a distance, because people see the crime statistics. They see the images on the news, whether it was the riots after Michael Brown, and you would see like the images of Ferguson burning. People don't understand that wasn't the whole city of St. Louis, obviously devastating for Ferguson. But I was in Australia at that time.
Right.
I woke up in the morning and St. Louis is in the news, and you see riots and you see burning buildings. And it almost was a mind trick, because to me, it was normal to see images of St. Louis on the news. And I had to remind myself, you are halfway across the world. And just so it almost makes, or not almost, it does seem to make our job tougher, that if you have a negative perception that can be spread from a distance, and people see those, news images or see the statistics about crimes or STDs, as we bring up, in order to turn that around, in order for people to have a positive perception of St. Louis, you have to get them here. That's harder.
Well, let me backtrack. I said a moment ago that it was Bob O'Loughlin who said that you can't formulate an opinion from a distance. I'm not exactly sure what the exact quote was, but I think you can
change perception.
Because I had an opinion of Detroit for years. I had never been to it. And it was at one time, many decades ago, and for a long time, it was considered the worst place in the country. Detroit was the butt of jokes. And it was, oh, you want to go to Detroit? And people don't talk like that anymore. And I guarantee you the majority of people who don't talk like that, who maybe once did, have not actually experienced it for themselves.
Well, I haven't been to Detroit, and I feel like from what I've heard people talk about it, from what I've read about it, I feel like it's better.
Right.
And I haven't been there.
Yeah, and you haven't been there. And so I did go last year or about a year and a half ago, and it was the first time I had gone. And everybody I know who is from the area or had visited before and has gone back, they've all said in the last decade it has improved dramatically. And my first experience just walking downtown and just being a part of it, that was not a bad place at all. It was much better than what my perception of it had been. So for me, it changed. But I also don't hear a lot of people from the outside who I'm pretty sure have not been there for themselves. I don't hear a lot of people talking smack about it like they used to.
You know, we talked about the Cardinals and the importance that they play in this city, this integral role, not just in, yes, in the identity and selfhood of St. Louis, but also economically. Again, in this piece, a report looks at the St. Louis Cardinals from 2006 to 2023, and it shows more than $5.2 billion in economic output for the St. Louis region, out-of-town visitors making up roughly 35% of annual fan attendance, and Busch Stadium generated $200 million for the city and nearly $340 million for the state.
So it does make a very big difference if we can land major events. And every time we do it and do it well, and when we talk to Mark Schreiber, the St. Louis Sports Commission executive, when we speak to him about it, that's what we talk about, is that we have to, every time we get one of these, it's got to be perfect. So, and most of the time, you know what? It is. And remember the hockey tournament that happened? I don't know if it was a year ago or so, and people just the Frozen Four, people talking about it like, wow, what St. Louis just really nailed this. And if we can get more of them, then we just have to come through 100% every time.
Now, we know that the renovations, the massive work that was done on the Arch grounds, now it's so walkable, right? From downtown. You don't have to navigate the highway or anything like that. It's that beautiful green space. The Joseph Blanner with the Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority, he believes that the highway between the Dome and the convention centers and like Laclede's Landing is a little bit of a downer. And of course, highway reconstruction is probably not going to happen. That's not a priority right now. But do you see something like that having an impact, that you're at the Dome? Obviously, it would have been a bigger deal with the Rams,
right?
But you're at the Dome, you're at the convention. You're not really walking to Laclede's Landing because walking beneath the highway gives people the ick.
Yeah, I mean, people used to do that when the Rams were here, because I think there was some tailgating that went on.
There was actually,
just east of the highway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's doable, but I think if you're already having a difficult time getting people to the area, it's even less incentive. And I don't know why, but there's a psychological effect to crossing the highway. And even if you're passing underneath it, it's like, oh, that's the other side of the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
There's an other about it.
Quick note, as we go to break here, Blanner also said that the Dome is in use 240 days a year, which I didn't really realize, and it generates $200 million in annual economic impact.
Well, we need more events, and then hopefully over time that turns into people who end up staying here, who think, hey, this is not really a bad place at all. I'm going to put down some roots. I might bring my business here. I might expand my business to this area. So, look, we need every bit of help we can get. But what I do know is tomorrow is going to be a great day in St. Louis. And I'm just hoping that it goes off without a hitch. It usually does. We are live from Rally House at Brentwood Point, right? That's right. Off Eager Road. We're near the Chick-fil-A. So if you're wanting to come down, we've got gift cards to give away. You can enter for your chance to win those. There's a drawing. There's a table right out front that you need to sign up, and we will draw some winners later on. This baseball season, which is starting technically today FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. Now, so the choose your own reward is a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. So what you do is you make your choice, and then the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. And FanDuel, it is the home of home runs, in case you did not know. And for this upcoming season, well, I've been taking a look at guys like Aaron Judge, who I think might do a little better than he did last year. The total is 48.5 right now. He hit over 50 in 2025. Will he go over that this season? Pretty good possibility. If you're ready to play your game, go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, this is not the time for, gee, I hope this works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 7th at the All Financial Group offices. You'll learn how to deal with rising costs, taxes, crazy markets, and the fear of running out of money. The date again is April the 7th. It's complimentary, but you must reserve a seat. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
I wanted a new color printer to add pizzazz to my prints.
Ooh, pizzazz can be pricey.
Well, now at Staples, you get up to 30% off select HP printers.
30% off an HP?
Yeah, I saved $120 on an HP Smart Tank 6001 with up to 3 years of ink included.
Why, that could be the last printer you'll ever need.
Could be.
Shop your local Staples today for big savings on HP.
That was easy.
Available in-store, online, or on the app. In store for exclusions apply.
Okay, I have some really good news. While we do have the 0% a lot, we do have it on our regular products because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there, and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Experience power, beauty, and bold imagination with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra in Beethoven's Emperor Concerto, Radiant Vision. Acclaimed pianist Vikingur Olofsson returns to perform Beethoven's heroic Emperor Piano Concerto alongside Kevin Putz, led by music director Stefan Denev. March 27th and 28th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
All right, Ron, you went to Chick-fil-A, so obviously you occasionally partake in food that is fast, correct?
Occasionally. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had the new McDonald's Big Arch Burger?
I've heard about it, and I saw the thing with the CEO who tried it.
Yes.
And he barely nibbled it. He was like, this is delicious.
I'm going to have one for lunch. Matthew, have you had the Big Arch Burger?
I have not. It looks good, though.
Okay, Jim.
Was it just like a Big Mac?
Well, it's the Big Arch Burger, and it has some special. Apparently, it's bigger than a Big Mac.
Okay.
But there's a Wisconsin man who he holds the world record because he has eaten over 36,000 Big Macs in his life.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and so, but he loves the Big Mac, and his name is Donald Gorski. Said it's a white cheddar cheese.
From Wisconsin, of course it is.
Yes. A white cheddar cheese and a tangy sauce that comes on the Big Arch Burger.
But he consumes a lot of dairy in his life.
Cheesehead.
Yeah, he's a big cheesehead.
I don't even know why I'm on this show.
Anyway.
What is the point?
They love milk up there. Did you know that?
Well, that's because it drives their economy.
Yeah, there's milks everywhere. They bathe in it. Anyway, go ahead.
Milk drinking cheeseheads.
Okay, I'm the guy who ate a can of spam for breakfast.
He did have spam for breakfast.
We're going to talk about it in a few
don't worry
minutes.
about
Yeah,
this.
we'll get to it.
All right.
Yeah, this guy, those who live in spam houses, Matt. Anyway.
What did Donald Gorski do? I
don't even care anymore, to be honest. Cut to the commercials. No. So Gorski, he said his son bought him the Big Arch, and he didn't like it. He said it had more meat than he needed at his age.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks.
Which is a very specific criticism.
Thanks, Don Gorski.
He said,
appreciate the update.
I quote, I wasn't really crazy about it. I'm sure it's great for people that are younger, but for me, it's like eating a steak or something. I just think the Big Mac is better. I don't like the Big Arch as much as the Big Mac.
Well.
He also doesn't own a cell phone or use the internet.
Okay. Don Gorski. I would love to hang out with Don Gorski. All right. So we're live at the Rally House here. Brentwood Point, Eager Road. Come see us. We're here till 12 o'clock. Then the 12 to 1 hours, Gashouse Gang. Tom Ackerman and I will be here. Matt Adams is going to be our special guest.
That's right.
And we are looking forward to a conversation with him. Come up and enter for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Rally House and tickets for the St. Louis opener. The St. Louis opener. You have an opportunity to win the baseball game.
Oh, the baseball game that's tomorrow?
The baseball game that's tomorrow.
With our baseball team?
With our baseball
team. And it's
team.
it's their first day.
That's right.
Playing a game here.
Come and enter for your chance to win tickets to that. It is the Chris and Amy Show. Hour 2 is next on KMOX.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now, beware because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores. This is the top of the line, a complete metabolism system, an all natural weight loss option, by the way, for people who don't want to get into prescriptions. If you don't like needles, this is for you. And it gets your metabolism working at peak levels, helps you with appetite control and cravings, all day focused energy. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they will knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. To find your location, and go to supplementsuperstores.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is now 10 o'clock, and we have mostly sunny skies in downtown St. Louis, 58 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. Stocks climbed and when oil prices fell Monday after President Trump said that the U.S. and Iran are negotiating a deal to end the war. But minutes before the announcement, markets saw a surge in pre-market bets that have raised questions about insider trading. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger notes this type of activity would typically set off alarm bells for regulators.
Right now, I don't hear any word that the regulators are opening an investigation to try to clamp down on this. Part of the reason is that these regulators have been told the tone at the top is, hey, lighten up on your regulation. That's not important under the Trump administration. And the second problem is they have been gutted. They've lost a lot of funding.
The White House, in a statement to the Financial Times, says it doesn't tolerate officials illegally profiteering off insider knowledge. The trees you see blooming with white flowers right now are most likely an invasive species.
They're literally everywhere.
Timothy Wolf is a forester with the Missouri Department of Conservation. He says calorie pear trees, also known as Bradford pears, grow fast, smell bad, spread quickly, and are a major problem.
They are invasive. They also provide a food source for European starlings that are that we have that are also invasive, which is a bird species that's invasive.
In a few years, it will be illegal in Missouri to sell these type of trees. In the meantime, if you cut one down, you can get a free native tree replacement at moinvasives.org. A Bridgeton pediatrician sentenced to 20 years in prison told a federal judge he's embarrassed and ashamed and that his mother would be turning over in her grave. 70-year-old Craig Spiegel, convicted on multiple charges of prescribing tens of thousands of pills to at least 24 women in exchange for sex, explicit photos, or cash. Prosecutors said he coerced women who are struggling with addiction. Some of those women were once his patients as children. Correspondent Michael George reports on how cooking at home is beneficial to your brain.
Making a home-cooked meal could cut an older person's risk of dementia. A survey in Japan found that people over 65 who cooked food from scratch at least once a week had a 30% lower risk of dementia. The benefit was even greater for people with fewer cooking skills. The study's authors say meal preparation can provide cognitive stimulus, which promotes brain health.
From the KMOX Business Desk, the new Farmington Crossings Shopping Center will feature a Target as the anchor tenant. It will also be the first Missouri project for Simon CRE of Scottsdale, Arizona. The open-air retail center will be built on more than 36 acres of undeveloped farmland along Highway 67. The developer says Farmington is a prime target for national retailers due to low median home prices that gives residents purchasing power that they say rivals the suburbs and major metro areas.
Turning much warmer this afternoon with more sun than clouds. The high 81. The record is 84, set in 1907. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy and warm, low just 65. Mostly sunny, breezy, and hot tomorrow, high 94. That would break the record of 87 set in 1991. Look for thunderstorms tomorrow night that can produce hail and damaging winds. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is partly cloudy, 58 degrees. The forecast sponsored by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Well, we have talked about the City Justice Center and some of the issues that the center has faced. I think the number and the issue that we've seen is the deaths that have taken place there, 22 in the facility since 2020, according to KSDK. But will there be changes on the way? And we're pleased to welcome in Nate Hayward, Commissioner of Corrections. He has plans to improve the City Justice Center. Nate, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, and I know that the conditions in the City Justice Center, the deaths, as I mentioned, have been a big concern for people in the city of St. Louis. And I know that when you first saw the center, when you were new on the job, it concerned you as well. What did you see and how did you feel about what you saw?
Well, my first week here, I did a tour and I went home and I wrote a letter, I would say about 3 or 4 pages of an assessment report. And this report detailed some of the cleaning and the building repairs that I seen that needed to be done. And we took action right away.
So you did this report. Are you able to know just how long it has been an issue? Because this is something that we have talked about here on this show for, I guess, a year or so, maybe 2 years. But how long has this been a problem, a real, actual problem?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I know when I first arrived, September 16th, this is something that, I noticed. And right away, like I said, I put together a painting crew with the resident workers. We had a scrub crew that went around power washing all the units, and we just put everybody to work with the painting from 5th floor on down to the 1st floor. So they painted all the walls on the outside. Well, now we working on the inside with sales right now at this time.
I know for a long time the locks were an issue, that the locks on the doors in the jail were not working. I guess inmates were able to get out. What is the condition of all the locks now in the City Justice Center?
Well, right now, that's one of my maintenance issues. I'm updating all the locks and everything also. Since I've been here. So we are still working on that right now.
So are there some that aren't functioning? Do you have to move inmates around then?
No, I don't have to move anyone around, but we just updating the locks, making sure everything is secured. And my thing is I want everyone to be safe in here, not only the staff, I want the residents to be safe also.
Nate Hayward, the Commissioner of Corrections, here talking about the City Justice Center in St. Louis. And, we mentioned the number of deaths that have occurred over the last several years. How, and I know you may not be able to speak to them individually, but how do so many of them happen in the Justice Center? Is it an issue of staffing? Is it an issue of just the state of the place? Disrepair? Is it you just don't have enough people? What is it that's going on there?
Well, staffing is a problem all over the nation right now in all the jails. I done toured jails all over the states. But the thing is, what we've been doing is my administration, we've been updating the policies. We making sure we checking on the staff conducting tours and staying updated on things like that. So this is something that we're doing since I've been here. I don't know, what they've done in the past. But this is something that I've been doing since I've been here with this new administration.
What about the reasons behind the riots? We also saw those images of the sheets that were on fire, and they were throwing things out the broken windows of the City Justice Center. What steps have been taken to prevent something like that happening again?
Well, since I arrived, I started what we call a commissioner tour. So what I do, I have all the leaders, everyone come up with me, and we conduct tours from the maintenance crew, the unit managers, mental health, the nurses, the doctors, and we go around to each unit, during the week, and we go see everyone. So when I do a tour, and these guys tell me, "Hey, Commissioner, the food, I don't like the food. Commissioner, I haven't had my medication." I have everyone with me. So we're addressing problems, at one time. So this is something that I've been doing since I've been here. And a lot of the residents that's here, they tell me all the time they appreciate it, and that, they haven't seen anything like this. So this is what we're going to continue to do.
Of course, you work under constraints as anybody would. So the things that you need, are you getting everything that you need from the city?
Yes, sir. Every time I send an email to public safety and the mayor office, they approve, all the things I'm asking for. And I appreciate everything that they've been doing, supporting me since I've been here.
I know that there were issues after a lot of the court dates were pushed back for some of the people in the City Justice Center because of COVID, because of those delays. Do we know how long the average stay is in the City Justice Center, and have you guys made progress working on that backlog?
Yes. Just to let you know, when I was with St. Louis County, I retired from St. Louis County in August after 32 years. We had a backlog also at St. Louis County, but since I've been here at St. Louis City, my Deputy Commissioner Ross, she's been on top of it. She's been making sure that these residents are, getting to court and, staying in touch with the judges and the clerks over at the courthouse.
So what is left for you to get done? And not obviously this is an ongoing job, but to get the facility where it needs to be, what do you still need to do, and how much time are you expecting it to take?
I don't like putting time limit on it because then people will hold you to it. But my job here is to make sure CJC is successful. I meet and briefing with each shift briefing. My administration, we go to the 6:30 briefing also. In the afternoon, we go to their briefing, and just emailing everyone on what they expect, and our goal with this new administration is, we trying to change the culture, and we preaching about professionalism. And so that's our goal, to try to get everyone on one page. And once we get that done, I think this place is going to be successful.
How is the morale with those who work there now?
I believe the morale, according to staff, we had leadership training last week. They was telling me, the staff was telling me that they never had a leadership training like this that I had conducted here last week. And most of the correction officers, they wasn't used to, we give like job well done and briefing and employee of the month. We started the ERC, that's the Employee Recognition Committee here. We had an appreciation day a couple of weeks ago, for lunch for all staff. That was a couple of weeks, Christmas time. We had a big dinner. That was something they said they never had here. So The morale is a lot better. You know, majority of the staff that come into our feedback session, and they let us know how much they appreciate everything we're doing here.
How has the staff changed, if at all, since you have taken over? Have you hired more people?
Oh, yes. We hired more people. When I first arrived, we was 80 officers short. I believe we hired about 40 of the 80. Right now we still short staff, and we just still have people in the pipeline, candidates that we trying to get interview, and that's what we've been doing so far since I've been here. We just trying to host the job fair. I don't know if you heard about the job fair that we had back in October. And then we just had another job fair at Lindenwood a couple of weeks ago.
And final question for you. I know that the jail was pretty close to capacity with around 750 people there, and the jail can hold about 30 more people. Have you hit capacity, and what are your plans to manage that?
Well, right now, what we trying to do, and we're trying to make sure, hopefully we don't hit capacity. But right now, our pretrial from the courthouse is doing a great job, trying to make sure that, that they getting people out on pretrials, the C and D felony people, and that's helping us out a great deal. Right now, we're staying, at a good number. I believe the day was at 730, somewhere around there. But yeah, we are holding steady.
Nate Hayward, Commissioner of Corrections here in St. Louis. We appreciate your time. Thank you for giving us time today.
Yeah, and thank you all for reaching out, letting everyone know, what we're doing here at CJC, and that the administration is a administration that want to see success here at CJC.
Absolutely, and we would like to get an update from you soon. So thank you.
Thank you.
That is Nate Hayward, Commissioner of Corrections here in St. Louis, trying to improve the city justice center, which has run into many issues over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we've talked about it quite a bit. So I guess there's no way to take a 180 more than we will next.
So we should probably not even do it. You know what?
I think we should probably do it.
Let's do it.
Most people know our intrepid, if not squirrely, producer Matt Podesta.
He's squirrely. What a great way to put it.
No. The only squirrel here is are you two. You're so easily distracted by a
fun
car driving
distracted
by
by
or
fun.
something. No.
Yeah.
I think we're a pretty good time.
He's
think you're
fine.
nuts.
He's adorable. He's squirrely, but he's harmless.
Squirrely.
At any rate, you're never going to believe what he had for breakfast. Spam. It's the Chris and Amy show on KMOX.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. Dr. Jean Wang, a WashU medicine gastroenterologist at Siteman Cancer Center.
Once you're 45 and over, even if you're not having symptoms or even if you don't have a family history, we recommend everyone get screened for colorectal cancer because everyone is at risk. Everyone is at risk, even if you're not having symptoms.
This is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and for more information, you can visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Amy just
No, we're at the
she
rally
just-
house.
Yeah, hold on. She just informed us she has to go potty, and the reason I'm bringing this up.
Yeah,
now,
why are you bringing it up? You do.
Well, I'm tying it into what our producer Matt did this morning, where he had a highly salty breakfast.
Yes,
and
filled.
And it's making me think of you. You guys know Scott Hansen, who is the host of, or was it? Is he no longer the host? I thought there was going to be a change. Red Zone, NFL Red Zone. He does these 7 hours of commercial-free football. That guy. And so people are always amazed at how he never takes a bathroom break.
He doesn't.
He did once, and it was maybe the most attention he's ever gotten because he tweeted that he had to go pee in the middle, and he did.
But he will like dehydrate himself.
So he goes through
Yes.
his pre-show routine and all the salty stuff he eats for water retention, and he eats a bunch of olives. And I'm thinking maybe Spam is the thing you should have had this morning. Maybe, Amy, you should have eaten Spam like our
Pickle
producer
juice
Matt
or
Pajeski did.
pickle juice. Yeah,
Pickle
because
juice.
Matt Pajeski,
Yes.
at some very early morning hour, texts us a picture of a can of Spam.
Yeah, and it was darn good, I have to say.
Why did you buy Spam?
Dude thinks he's in Honolulu.
Yeah. Well, first off, I don't get the Hawaii connection, but I want to learn about that later. But I saw a commercial for Spam, and I've never really known what it was or what was in it. I know it's like some pork product. I don't know if it's actually pork, but I saw it in a commercial, and people are cooking it over the stove.
Looks good, right?
Putting in eggs. I'm like, wow, that looks good. So, like a dumb consumer, I went out and bought some the next time I was at the grocery store. Cooked it on a grilled cheese sandwich last night. Had it with eggs this morning for breakfast. Gotta say, it's not bad.
It's not bad. You said it's pretty salty.
Very salty.
I have never had it.
It's me neither. I wanted to have a new experience and say I
So-
tried it.
Because bologna is like a like a hot dog is tubular bologna, right?
Yeah.
Basically, hot dog is tubular
It's just-
bologna.
it's like
Yeah,
pork
pretty
and-
much.
if you ate an
Pretty much.
uncooked hot, cooked but unheated up hot
It
dog,
would taste like a bologna.
a
Probably.
bologna stick.
About.
Ugh.
So the reason, and just if you look at a can of Spam, what does that look like to you? What does that look like that would be useful to you? How or why?
It looks like army rations.
That's exact. So at World War II,
Yeah.
it was readily available,
Mm.
and that's why it is a huge thing in Hawaii. And they've turned it into not a delicacy, but it's in a lot of dishes there.
Huh.
They eat it.
So the first ingredient does say pork, and then mechanically separated chicken,
Mm.
then ham, which is also pork.
Well,
Salt, sugar, water, spices, and sodium nitrate, fully cooked and ready to eat. It says it was U.S. inspected and passed by the Department of Agriculture, but it looks like it says established 1990 W.
how did you feel about it? Like, how did you feel when it was over?
I felt fine. I don't know if I was
Okay.
supposed to feel guilty or
No, I
grossed
don't mean
out.
psychologically.
Oh, okay. I felt fine. I didn't notice any adverse effects. I don't know if I'm retaining any more water than usual, but it did feel very salty.
We need it. Yes, it is very salty. They say if you Google why is Spam bad for you, the first thing that comes up is its high levels of sodium.
Look up why is Spam good for you.
That's a great. Look that
It's
up, Ron.
there. It's there, and you're hungry.
It does. I think the ingredients probably differ on the year. It does start with pork with ham, which again is a little surprising because ham is pork. So I'm not sure why they keep saying pork with ham. Mechanically separated chicken, then
ham,
modified potato
doesn't-
starch.
I think pork can be any part of the pig.
Like it could be his eyeballs and his
I
lips.
assume, and then I think ham is very specific, or it's the other way around. I don't know.
I gotta say, when I was at the grocery store, I was in an aisle that I've never really been to before. It was the canned meat and canned fish,
anchovies,
and like sardines.
I do not mind anchovies.
So I was in uncharted territory there. I'm never in that aisle.
Well, you know,
I like sardines. I like
Ugh.
tuna.
Ugh.
So a texter writes in that Spam tacos are legit.
Oh my gosh, we had Spam tacos.
We did.
Didn't we have a taco place?
That was bologna.
Oh, bologna tacos.
We had a fried bologna taco.
Mm-hmm.
I think at Mission Taco or
At
Session
Mission
Taco.
Taco. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was it was good. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It was good.
And then I tried. I think I told you guys when the Soulard, it wasn't Taste of Soulard. It was the Cajun Cook-Off.
Yeah.
When that happened this past year, and we talked to the alligator. Was it the alligator ninja? Is that what he called himself?
Yeah, but barbecue ninja.
The barbecue ninja,
But he
who was
catches
from
alligators.
Yeah, he's from Alabama or Mississippi, and they had the alligator carcass out there in the open, and I tried the tacos. It was good. The alligator meat was really good.
So see, I would eat Spam before I ate Braunschweiger because my
Now,
parents
yeah.
would eat Braunschweiger
Yep.
with the tomato in the
Yeah.
summer, and Braunschweiger is a smooth, spreadable liver sausage.
I've seen this.
Made from pork liver, pork, and seasonings like garlic. It's a type of German sausage, which you could probably get from the name Braunschweiger.
Well, I looked up benefits of Spam. It's
And?
convenient, shelf stable, affordable. None of this has anything to do with its contents, though.
No.
It's convenient.
That's what I said. It's there.
Yeah, exactly.
You could say the same thing about strip clubs.
That's
What
there.
are the benefits of strip clubs? They're there.
Well, they're not cheap. It'll cost you a little bit of money. Another texter says to 314-436-7900, Spam comes in various flavors and low salt.
Oh yeah, there was a.
Can
low
you get a
salt-
low
there's
sodium
low
version?
You know, I will say a lot of our texts, you guys really are blowing up the text line when we talked about the big arch burger
Mhm.
and now Spam. Another texter, a 217, says Spam is delicious. You should try it.
Our listeners,
Yeah.
well, primarily our texters, they
Yeah.
love Spam and Big Macs.
Well, look at this one from Bob, a 618. I love the big arch burger, and I am not a big fan of McDonald's burgers.
Well, see, there you go.
I got to tell you, I didn't know how to open up this. I knew how to open up the can of Spam, but then how do I get it out? Do I take a
Scoop it?
spoon and scoop it? It didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So I kind of turned it upside down and had to shake it and makes
Yeah.
that horrible sound, just like it, when it just
Yeah.
falls
The
out of it,
slurp.
and it's just it's in one disgusting shape, just this round shape of pork product. It was.
Was there
it's
like
gross to look at.
a translucent brown gelatinous,
No.
almost like when a baby is born?
Oh,
Are you? Oh God, Amy.
Jeez.
Like when a baby is born?
They're very slimy when they're born.
I know.
God, you're disgusting. So I was going to ask you a question, but I don't know if I want to now.
Don't.
I was gonna.
John Rooney's next.
I think he is.
Texter here says you should stab the bottom with a knife for airflow. That's how you get the Spam out better. You stab the bottom of it,
It
and
was
it
like
makes it come out
it was
easier.
shaped like Play-Doh, and you gotta really shake the can upside down. And you gotta like wiggle it a bit, and then just.
Are you one of those people that if you see how something is made, that you're less likely to eat it?
Probably. So I'm
like
not-
chicken nuggets that are
Yeah.
pressed.
Yeah.
Pressed chicken
Oh,
meat.
we used to eat the skin off the chicken nuggets, and then you would just have a gray blob,
Ugh.
and that was difficult to
Oh,
eat.
that thing is really gross.
You couldn't eat it. Like you could eat a chicken nugget if it still had its skin on, but if you take the skin off the chicken nugget and it's just pressed gray meat.
So another texter says that we should try Armor Treat, Treat, similar to Spam, different tastes, sort of like comparing mayo to Miracle Whip. Look, man, I don't know if I need the Miracle Whip version of Spam.
Would you believe This is from a 618. Would you believe there is a spam museum in Minnesota? Not joking. That's from Dusty.
I did not know that.
You know who Dusty Bottoms is?
Yeah, that's from Three Amigos.
That's right. Chevy Chase's
You're
character.
Right. That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji, Matt Pajeski, our spam insider. We're live at the Rally House, Brentwood Points, the Rally House right off Eager Road, right by the Chick-fil-A. Come see us. We're giving away. Well, you have an opportunity to win a $100 gift card to Rally House. You got to sign up. There will be a drawing, and you might win. We're here until 1 o'clock. Chris and Amy show till 12. Gashouse Gang at noon. Tom Ackerman and me. We're going to be joined by Matt Adams starting at 11:30 today on KMOX.
Tomorrow, wear your red and celebrate with us live from Kegs and Eggs at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Join us for exclusive opening day coverage presented by Budweiser, Dirt Cheap, and Rally House. Chris and Amy get things started at 9 a.m., followed by Ranji and Ackerman at 11, and Glover and Wheeler taking over at noon. From special guests to Cardinals alumni, we've got everything you need to kick off the season on opening day with the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It is a beautiful day here at Rally House at Brentwood Point off Eager Road. The doors are open, so swing on by. 60 degrees, mostly sunny today, a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy and warm, a low of 62.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. The work is guaranteed, and it's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. No extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, since 1926, 100 years. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Now, the Cardinals Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
Pujols with the widespread stance, arms out over the plate. Bickford from the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. A swing, and there it goes! Left field, way back! That's home run number 700! Pujols hits a 3-run homer, and he hit 699 and 700 at Dodger Stadium on September 23rd, 2022. 8:23 p.m. Pacific time.
Starting tomorrow, it is the opener for the Cardinals at Busch Stadium against the Tampa Bay Rays. Got a full day of broadcasting. Will be at Cardinals Nation starting at 9 o'clock, and that is ahead of the pregame show. And then you will be listening to Ricky Horton and our next guest, John Rooney, who is the voice of the Cardinals, and he will join us weekly at this time on Wednesday. John, happy almost opening day to you, my friend.
Yes, it is, and a happy time of the year for sure. It's a holiday in St. Louis coming up, and opening day eve. They're working out at the ballpark today, the Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm really excited to have Matthew Liberatore make his first opening day start against the team that drafted him number one. So we have a few storylines going here on this, and probably the best game he has pitched for the Cardinals was at Tampa Bay a few years ago when he just literally shut them down.
You know, I want to get to some of those storylines, but as you mentioned with opening day, it's like the sports version of Christmas here. You have the build up and then it's Christmas Day. But at the same time for you, it's also the start line of a marathon because it is a huge party and then it begins that long 162 game grind.
Well, that marathon started on the 17th of February. That's when it started.
You've already been running, yeah.
And the games in spring training are a lot more taxing, I will say, than the regular season games. Just trying to keep track of all of the substitutions and all that. But it gets you ready for the regular season, and I'm happy to see a 26-man roster where we don't have 3 86s in the game or 4 84s that we have to figure out who's playing where. But I will say this, I saw a lot of good young talent from the Cardinal standpoint in those games, and many of those who played at Class A ball last year got into some games and really had some big moments.
Yeah, that's one of the storylines the Cardinals have had this offseason and going into the year is that this is going to be a pretty young team compared to the rest of those in Major League Baseball.
No, it will be. There's no question about it because we don't have a Nolan Arenado. We don't have Wilson Contreras, Sonny Gray. They've all been traded. Brendan Donovan was traded. And Ty Pete, an interesting piece to that trade game. And what great timing for Chaim Bloom. It happened to be when the ownership group was there having their meetings. And he happened to talk about Ty Pete in the meetings earlier in the day. Lo and behold, he gets up and hits a game-winning home run. He's going to be an exciting guy to watch. Ledbetter is another name to pay attention to in the minor leagues for the Cardinals, along with Baez. Joshua Baez, good power. He's coming along at a nice rate, and they don't want to rush him. Plus, there's a Jesus Baez that the Cardinals picked up in a deal playing shortstop that if he can improve his hitting, this guy has tremendous range and a good arm that he's going to make the Cardinals a very good infielder down the road. Even though we have a Gold Glove shortstop right now, but there's always third base someplace else that I'm sure as he develops in the next 2 or 3 years, he could be a big help, if not as a utility player. So as I said, I saw some really good minor league talent, and we're crossing our fingers that Victor Scott has been able to make improvements because he patrols so much ground in center field. He gets on base and steals bases. That Walker can improve on his last couple of games in spring training because he seemed to be able to shut out all the noise and just react. And boy, he was hitting the ball hard in the game against the Mets and then the game we had against Houston on Sunday after challenging strike 3 and it was overturned to a ball. He hit a home run about as far as I've seen him hit a ball in a long, long time. And if Nolan Gorman can have a rebound year and hit the ball the way he did in the month of March, I think the Cardinals are going to be in for some really interesting times in 26.
And a young player who is making the team out of spring training. And we hear from a lot of Cardinals fans who are very much looking forward to seeing J.J. Weatherholt in the lineup. And you got to see him during this spring in the times you did. What did you think?
Well, a couple of guys, J.J. Weatherholt and for Nathan Church. I'm glad Nathan Church is on the roster. He certainly hit his way on there too. But what I've seen from Weatherholt last spring and what we saw of him this year, he makes adjustments very fast. He's extremely coachable. He has a great baseball IQ and is a guy that just loves improving. He looks to improve on everything he can do every day. And that's the idea with baseball. You talk about it being a marathon or a grind. The idea is to try to get a little better every day. As the guys get nicked and banged up over the course of the year and they go through the various stages of a major league season, I've always felt you could play 4 or 5 seasons within one, the way the roller coaster happens to go through wins and losses or struggles at the plate or struggles to throw strikes for a pitcher. This gentleman, he's going to really open some eyes to Cardinal fans who are excited to see him play, but I think they're going to be even more excited by the results of J.J. Weatherholt. He'll have his struggles. They all do when they come to the big league level, but I think he has the mentality, he has the determination, he has the wherewithal, and with the Cardinal coaching staff, that's another thing I think that's overlooked many, many times. Ollie has a really good staff he's working with, and they are really in touch with the players. They're looking to help them with the analytics, with what they need to work on in terms of fundamentals and playing the game the right way. Weatherholt fits that bill, though. He wants to improve and get better, and I think the fans will love watching him play.
John, you mentioned the different storylines like Liberator taking the ball for opening day and J.J. Weatherholt. What else are you watching tomorrow specifically?
I'm just watching to see how the newcomers to the club, and there are several on the roster, react to opening day when those Clydesdales come through the wagon gate in right field, and the Hall of Famers, then the player introductions, and just going through the pageantry of opening day. Opening day is always special anywhere in Major League Baseball, but there's nothing like what we have in St. Louis.
John Rooney, we are looking forward to hearing your call tomorrow. I believe we're going to talk tomorrow before the game starts as well. We'll have you and Ricky with us. And
yeah,
so
I'm going to wear my welcome out here in 2 days.
No, John. I don't think you know this yet, but we are putting you to work.
Doing what?
I was like, I think he knows.
I haven't decided yet. I'm coming up with
what?
Yeah, I'm coming up with an itinerary.
I just thought talking to us, was work enough. You know what I mean?
That's what we're talking. That's what we're talking about. John Rooney, looking forward to it.
Now, just to see if you paid attention over the years, why does it take longer to run between second and third than it does between first and second?
Is this a joke? I don't know if you're trying to bait me into a joke. I'm not sure.
Why does it take longer to run between second and third than it does between first and second?
Amy, you want to take this one?
I don't know.
You weren't paying attention because I've told this one before during our chats.
Oh, no.
Because there's a short stop in between second and third.
Oh, my gosh. I do know this one.
John, I do. I remember now.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh.
But now we're in trouble. The season hasn't even started yet. We're in trouble.
We forget.
I know.
We can't forget you.
I think we have squirrel brains. We apologize, John.
We're sorry. I blame Amy.
Well, I'll see everybody at Cardinal Nation tomorrow.
See you, John Rooney.
I've had enough today.
Oh, man. Love you, man. That's
Bye-bye.
great. That is John Rooney, voice of the Cardinals. You can hear him tomorrow. He's going to hang out with us before the game.
Yep.
We got a lot of people coming through. John is one of them. His broadcast partner, Ricky Horton, will be with us as well. A lot happening on the show tomorrow as we get ready for the opener. We are live at Rally House, Brentwood Points, off Eager Road. We're near the Chick-fil-A. Come on by because we still have a couple of $100 gift cards to Rally House to give away. You got to come up. There's a box outside the KMOX. You'll see the tent. You will talk to, right now it's Katie, and you'll talk to her. You'll fill out a little form, and then you'll be entered for a shot to win a $100 gift card. We just gave one away to Jim from Maryland Heights. We did a drawing and pulled Jim's name out, and you could be just like Jim. Also, some tickets for the St. Louis home opener. That is a thing that you sign up for, and you could potentially win those as well, courtesy of Rally House. That's where we are. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
At Missouri, Health plans. Your health is our commitment. That's why we provide high-quality health coverage at affordable rates to Missourians like you. And unlike other options, you can apply at any time throughout the year. From individual and family plans to dental vision coverage, our plan options are designed to meet your needs. Together we care. Together we grow. Together we thrive. Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us. Visit us at mofbhealthplans.com and contact your agent today.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Now, I told you guys about the facial that I got a couple of weeks ago at the Only Facial, and it was absolutely delightful. And I'm so excited to go back, which I am going back at the beginning of April, because you can go back every month and really not only see the results immediately from the facial, but then over time as your skin rejuvenates and starts to have that fresh glow to it. Because at the Only Facial, there are certain steps that they do, like dermaplaning and microdermabrasion. And what you can rest assured is that the facial is $125, and that's it. There's no gratuity. That's included. They're not going to sell you products. You just know every time you go, this is the facial that you're getting. It's $125, and you're done. Now, it's super easy to book your appointment at theonlyfacial.com. theonlyfacial.com, and there's a location near you for sure, because they have many locations: University City, Des Peres, Clayton, Sunset Hills, Frontenac, Creve Coeur, that's the one I visited, and the streets of St. Charles. Like I said, it's such a great way to take care of your skin. It's so easy. They explain all the steps for you. And yeah, I can't wait to go back next month. theonlyfacial.com.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Kegs and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first serve. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate opening day with Dirt Cheap, Budweiser, and Rally House. More info at KMOX.com/events.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, this is not the time for, gee, I hope this works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 7th at the All Financial Group offices. You'll learn how to deal with rising costs, taxes, crazy markets, and the fear of running out of money. The date again is April the 7th. It's complimentary, but you must reserve a seat. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Pandemonium here. Wow. You guys,
First-
you missed so much during that commercial break.
First, we had our guy, Ryan Binkley, who
Yep.
was the owner of the Garage. Used to be Honky Tonk and right downtown, the bar that closed. He stopped by.
Yep.
Then a nice lady walked up with a can of Spam.
Low sodium Spam.
Low sodium Spam for Matt Pajeski, who's going to try that now.
He said he's going to use a
25%
spoon
less sodium.
and eat the whole can before the show is over.
It says it's good, hot or cold, so you can open this up right now and just start scooping.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I think it should say 25% fewer sodium. Anyway, so that's a great gift from a listener who was paying attention and
Yep.
understood the assignment and brought something by. And then we just gave away one other $100 gift card to
Unbelievable.
Rally House to Joe from Mascuda. Joe from Mascuda, who has won the gift card. We've got more to give away, though, so if you want your chance to win a $100 gift card, you'll have a couple more of those opportunities before this day is over for us at 1 o'clock. We have this show until 12. Gashouse Gang at 12. Matt Adams will be popping by here. Looking forward to that.
And maybe you're thinking, I'm super disappointed I didn't win anything. I think we should give another chance right now. Another chance right now to win
To
something.
give something.
To give something away.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. If you're thinking, I would love to run the Cardinals 5K with my friend, maybe my neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's Bob.
Bob.
Maybe you want to run 5K with Bob. The Cardinals 5K, we are giving away 2 registrations, 2 bib numbers.
So for you and a friend.
For you and a friend or an enemy. You could run with anybody.
Yeah. Maybe you're
If-
trying to make up for something.
If you are the 5th caller, 314-955-1120. That is the contest line right now. Right now, 314-955-1120. Be the 5th caller, and you can run a 5K with your friend. And Ron says if you win, he is personally going to make sure that you have to run the 5K.
Right. You can't just be one of those prize hawks who's waiting for an opportunity to call into a radio station and win something. You have to run a 5K.
Yep,
The prize is you run a 5K. You understand?
that's right.
Okay, just making sure we're clear on this.
Prizes for everybody. Some people wanted to see Spam a lot. Some people wanted to eat Spam, and some people wanted to run a 5K.
I think you should eat Spam before running the 5K. Nice little protein boost to get you through the run.
And
What's all that salt going to do for you when you're
It's going to
running?
retain that water.
retain the water.
Is it
You
good?
don't want to get dehydrated. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why sometimes ultra runners drink pickle juice. Maybe they
Protein.
should start eating Spam
Yeah, I love pickle juice.
570 milligrams is in the less sodium version of Spam.
per serving.
Per serving.
And there's 6 servings. I bet you could eat a can.
Sodium's one of those things, though, where the high number, it sounds higher than it is, right?
I don't think so.
What is the? Yeah,
I think if it
because it's
sounds
like
high, it is high.
it's kind of like mold. Like pollen is a 5, and,
Tree is 4.
and then mold is 500,000.
I know. I don't understand the units of mold.
I don't either.
Because one of them is always really high. Oh, the tree pollen, we're sitting at 3. And here we have ragweed. It's at 2. Mold is at
1 million.
71,000 molds. I don't
How
understand.
many molds is that?
It's a lot. At any rate, stop talking, Ron. I have an update for you.
Can't wait.
Now, when Ron gets fired, when we both get fired, because if you go, I'll go. Guilt by association.
Fine.
He is going to become a park ranger. It's his dream.
I might come work at Rally House.
Well, 2 St. Louis County Park Rangers. Do you remember they got in trouble at Queenie Park because they took their duties a little too far? They are supposed to do their duty is public relations, programming, and protection.
Yeah.
And as St. Louis Magazine notes, they took the 3rd P too far.
Uh-oh.
Yep, they took protection too far. So they saw this
no.
in January. They saw a black sedan, and it was engaged in reckless maneuvers in Queenie Park.
Yeah, I remember this.
And so, according to the 2 rangers, they tried to initiate a traffic stop. The sedan fled out to Weedman Road, and the park rangers turned off their lights, turned off their in-car cameras, and then went after the sedan to find it. They found it a few minutes later. They decided, we're going to pull this guy over. They turned their cameras and lights back on, and they did a traffic stop. And apparently, this was just way too much. Well, then they lied about it. I think they gave different answers of exactly what they were doing. And so at any rate, the Rangers were suspended. One had a 1-day suspension and the other
Wow.
had a 2-day suspension.
Okay, so there may be a job opening for me is what you're telling me. Is that what this means? That
Well-
if there's a suspension pending an investigation, that at the end of that, one of them may be fired, which leaves me an opening.
No, they're not fired. They're back on the job.
Oh,
they
damn
served
it.
the suspensions
Oh,
already. So even if you had been a Ranger for a day, which would have been special,
Now,
you
I
can't. It's over. That day is gone.
I do want to make this perfectly clear to anybody who may be thinking about hiring me to be a park ranger. I do plan on being armed.
I don't know that you can
And-
just announce that. They're
Yes,
not law
I
enforcement.
I will have a piece. I'm going to have a side piece. That's number one. Number two, I will be at the first sign of trouble firing wildly. Listen.
Oh my gosh!
Listen, I'm gonna be like Bert in It's a Wonderful Life. I'm just gonna be shooting with crowds of people. I will be firing blindly.
Is this what you're gonna say in your job
Yes.
interview?
Well, I want to be. I don't want to lie to them. I'm going to be perfectly clear up
Well,
front.
these Rangers got in
The
trouble for
intent.
lying.
That's right. They lied. I'm not. I'm being honest.
They lied. One of them lied about a
I'm telling you
snowbank or
right
something.
now. I'm telling you right now
Yeah.
that at the first sign of
First sign
trouble,
of
I'm going to
trouble.
pull my weapon. My service weapon will be out, and I'll be
In
firing.
Queenie Park,
Yes. Yes.
there's dogs out there.
Well, they shouldn't be there.
I
Shouldn't be
think they
there.
got rid of the dog museum.
There was a dog museum in Queenie
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there was a dog museum. It was in a house.
I feel like when I was really little at Queenie Park, there used to be a zip line or something. I feel like there was a playground with sand and these
I don't know if
castle-looking
there was a
things.
zip line.
I swear there was a zip line when I was really
I'm gonna
little
look
in
it up,
the
but
80s.
I think the Queenie Park Dog Museum is gone.
Okay. Well, just I will be armed. I will use it. I just want you to know
Okay.
when I am the park ranger at Queenie Park. So our final hour of the show is coming up. Well, this show, the Chris and Amy show, but do not worry because we will be continuing the coverage from Rally House off Eager Road because we've got the Gashouse gang at 12. Matt Adams is going to join the show at 11:30 with Amy and me, and then he's going to be with us for the full hour at 12. Tom Ackerman, me, Matt Adams, right here on 104.1 FM KMOX from Rally House, Brentwood Point.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched word mark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX, mine of course as well. And we're into baseball season. Thank God we've been counting down to this for months. And this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. So these are betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. So you make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. I guess you could say FanDuel is the home of home runs this year. And look, we've all been looking forward to baseball season. I know we've been talking it down here on KMOX for months and months and months. It's finally time, and we get to play with FanDuel, which I find to be more fun than playing in football season, just so you know. So if you're ready to play your game, head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. And, of course, remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly, and it might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best. Is what I would put in my home, is what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. We've got sunshine and 63 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Iranian state media says Tehran is rejecting a ceasefire proposal from the United States to end the war. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
As for what is in that 15-point proposal, the president himself has publicly said that, no nuclear weapons is really the top point here. The Associated Press is also reporting that some of the points include missile limits and also access for shipping through the Strait of Hormuz.
On Tuesday, President Trump said Iran gave the U.S. a present, but he didn't reveal any details. A Missouri Supreme Court ruling this week isn't the last word on the state's newly redrawn congressional map. KMOX legal analyst Brad Young says there's another lawsuit still pending that contends Missouri's new congressional districts aren't compact enough under state constitutional guidelines.
We've all heard the term gerrymandering. That comes from the 1800s, where districts looked like a salamander because they were so stretched out.
The Republican majority in the state legislature crafted new districts last year at the urging of President Trump to try to gain another GOP seat in Congress in this year's midterm elections. For years, landscapers loved planting calorie pear trees, Bradford pears being the most common because they grew quickly with a burst of white spring flowers. But they're an invasive species that are spreading everywhere. Timothy Wolf, a forester with the Missouri Department of Conservation, says they've spent the last few years convincing people to cut them down by offering a free native tree replacement. Is that working?
Absolutely. We've expanded our locations across the state of offering. In most places, we sell out. Getting that awareness out there to the public has grown within the last even 3 years that I've been doing this program.
By 2029, it will be illegal to sell calorie pears in Missouri. In the meantime, you can find out about a free native tree replacement at moinvasives.org. From the KMOX business desk, for the fourth year in a row, the City Foundry Food Hall is nominated in USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards. Operations Manager Matt Sorth tells KMOX the talent of local chefs and the global dining experience is what sets the food hall apart. There's also the unique atmosphere.
Built in 1927. Originally to make refrigeration parts. Some of the first parts of an electric refrigerator came out of the foundry.
You can find a link to vote at City Foundry STL on Facebook, Instagram, or on the internet.
Sunshine mixed with some clouds this afternoon and becoming much warmer with a high of 81. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy and balmy, low 65. Mostly sunny, breezy, and hot tomorrow, high 94. That would smash the record of 87 set in 1991, and it would beat the all-time March record of 92 set March 24th, 1929. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
The weather sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. It's sunny and 63 degrees. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call for a free estimate. Now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores with you. We are at the Rally House at Brentwood Point off of Eager Road.
Rally House. It's your city, it's your house.
It's your Rally House. That's right.
In St. Louis.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
the run. People
Yeah.
are stopping by. Oh, we got the police coming in.
Oh, great. They heard about my park ranger
I
idea.
think they did hear about Chris
What do you-
Ranji's park
That's
ranger.
not good. Wait. Sorry. I believe my time is done today.
I think Ranj is done, but we are glad to welcome in the alderwoman in St. Louis's first ward, Ann Schweitzer. She joins us because we were talking about the street takeovers that had happened a couple of weeks ago, and then the city curfew and what the city can do to cut down on the chaos there. And Alderwoman Schweitzer, thank you so much for joining us.
No, happy to. Thanks for having me.
You know, we had talked about the curfews, and we had talked also about with the cars and the maneuvers and the donuts that were being done on the streets out there. One of the major intersections is in your ward, and you talk about that intersection, why it's chosen for street takeovers is that three-way intersection that has wide streets and it's kind of ideal place. Have you seen street takeovers?
Don't advertise it, Amy.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Help me out here. It's terrible for this. What are you doing?
You know, I didn't think of it that way until you said it.
She tends to have a big mouth.
Had that happened before?
Cool.
Had you seen that before in your ward?
Not at that intersection. We've had one, Mother's Day of last year at a different intersection in the ward, and it's something that I definitely worry about. And it's why it's so important that we improve the intersections in the ward and the citywide to make them safer every day, but also less appealing for this sort of behavior.
I know that in some of the wide streets like downtown or in Broadway, there were some types of traffic mitigation measures that had been taken, whether it's curb kickouts or concrete barriers. Anything like that would be helpful in that area?
Definitely. After the street takeover happened, the streets department worked closely with the police to put some barricades down on the Morganford stretch so that would be less wide. And then there's also a mobile camera unit put on that intersection by the police right afterwards as well. And those things are helpful. It really does make the intersection less appealing for this sort of thing.
So I know that is one of the best things that can be done in terms of curbing any sort of traffic issues. Does having more policing, does that help in any way? Like in a significant way to have that ahead of time? Or is it kind of I'm wondering if it's impossible to even have as much as you need in every area where these things might occur. It seems like an issue of manpower at that point.
Yeah, I'd say there's a few different things there. One is that the police are working all the time to prevent these things from happening. These are organized events, so people are talking about them on various social media channels. If the police find out about them beforehand, they can prevent it, which is really important. Then when it happens during the event, you're right. I mean, if there's a lot of people on the street and only so many cars, then the city of St. Louis the police officers don't chase. So there's only so much they can do. Of course, dispersing it is important. And then to deal with it while it's happening or right afterwards, the police have become incredibly good with those spike strips. And they were able to spike 50 to 100 cars after the street takeovers the weekend before last.
How much consensus or agreement is there between the Board of Aldermen, the mayor, and the St. Louis Police Department with how to address these takeovers, particularly when they're driven by youth?
Well, that's an interesting question, Amy, because what I'm hearing from the police and the street takeover in the Bevo area that occurred, it wasn't kids younger than 18. It was kind of young adults, 18 to 25. So not necessarily something that overlaps with the curfew issue, which was put in place in different neighborhoods the weekend before last I guess this past weekend, my gosh, time flies, in downtown and downtown west, where they had seen some youth dropped off for, just hanging out downtown, parties, what have you. And those areas were having more issues to do with youth.
Do you believe that and obviously you're in city government, but do you believe the rest of the city is in agreement with you, and are you getting all the resources you think you need for your neighborhoods to be able to curb issues like this?
I think the resources needed are, plentiful. One, it's about enforcement and having enough enforcement of the law. And then two, it's infrastructure improvements. Both of those things cost money, need manpower, time, planning, all of those things. And then three, it's people choosing different behaviors, different activities. And that is something that is hard to control, especially in the city of St. Louis, where, our officers this past weekend, when they were detaining youth downtown for breaking the curfew, it was, 23 youth detained, and I think it was only a very small number, like a quarter of those were actually people from the city of St. Louis. That's like so many things in our area. It's a regional issue with the brunt of which that gets borne by the city of St. Louis. So I think it's a regional conversation as well as a citywide conversation, and I think people are happy to have it. It's just a question of, what are the resources needed to address each issue. It's not only going to be enforcement. It's not only going to be infrastructure. It's going to need to be what sort of activities are available for youth, what people are choosing, and how the city and county work together.
So really it's about starting it before it stops, and we have seen the reporting that there were 23 different people involved, and all of their parents came to pick them up. And so the hope is that parents find a way to prevent their kids from going out and doing this stuff in the first place. How will you know if that's successful, and how quickly should that actually work? If these, and we understand that there were resources that were offered to parents, to help curb this kind of thing. How quickly do you think you'll know if that's working?
I think this is an age-old problem. I don't think this is new. I don't think it's something that's going to go away overnight. There's certainly a need for involvement of parents with their teens to talk about what choices they're making, what behaviors they're making, and making sure that parents are involved every step of the way. I know that it wasn't just the police working with youth over this past weekend, but numerous organizations came together to provide those resources. So it's not just about responding after something happens, but doing more every day in order to encourage people to make different choices.
How much interaction do you have, or the Board of Aldermen in general, with Save Lives Now? Specifically, we've spoken with Thomas Apt, who's the founding director of the Violence Reduction Center, and I know that he's the lead advisor for Save Lives Now, that program in St. Louis. How is that going, and how much interaction do you have with that program?
I've not gotten involved too much with that. I've been pretty lucky in my ward where we're just not having as many issues with youth doing bad behaviors here. Really, it's not something that is our kind of number one issue.
And so, Alderwoman Schweitzer, we know that there have been several. The street takeover is not really the only thing that has been an issue in the city. We know that some of the ARPA funding and the money where that is going is it's on the top of a lot of people's minds, and wondering. We're always wondering if St. Louis is improving, and we know that some of the money that has come into the city in the last few years is earmarked for improvements. Do you feel, just generally speaking, that money has been allocated properly and is going to be spent properly?
The reason St. Louis received $500 million of ARPA funds, which is a huge amount and more than a lot of similar sized cities received, is because of all of the issues that we have. We have a capital needs list that is, hundreds of millions of dollars. We have aging infrastructure, a dwindling population. We have just so many needs, so many things to do that it was never going to be a one thing that fixed everything kind of money infusion. But the things that it has addressed have improved. I mean, I look at, and I'm sure we all do, the paving along Kings Highway. I remember what it was like when you couldn't drive in the right-hand lane because of all of the work that utilities had done and the way the street had been left. So, addressing that both with infrastructure improvements that were funded by ARPA funds, and as well as a bill that I sponsored and was passed unanimously at the board that requires utilities to do a better job in restoring streets after they do work. It's not just about money infusions, which are crucial, but also about policy that makes the money last longer and go further and allows us to be treated in a better way that I think the city got kind of used to being taken advantage of, and needs to get us, more attention in a lot of different ways, but also the self-respect of being a great city and a great place to live. And I think people who live here and spend time here know St. Louis City is a great place and certainly has its challenges and a lot to do, but it's a wonderful place to live.
We're speaking with Ward 1 Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer, and it does seem that the Board of Aldermen is split when it comes to data centers. There was recently a bill sponsored by Ward 9 Alderman Michael Browning and Ward 7 Alderwoman Alicia Saunier about that would have paused development of a new data center, any new data centers, until those zoning rules for the buildings are put into place. I believe you supported that pause, and then there was a big group of the aldermen who did not support that pause. Where do we stand when it comes to data centers, and why did you want to pause development of new data centers until the zoning rules are in place?
That's a great question. So that particular bill would have allowed any applications that we're currently in to continue moving through the process. So I think people think it was specifically targeted to the project that's looking in the Armory Famous Bar area, and it wouldn't have affected that project at all. So I just want to make sure that that's clear off the bat. And second is that it would have allowed for the city to pause in accepting new applications until the regulations are in place, which I think is so important. Because if you do look at the Armory project, you're looking at a project that wouldn't fit into the regulations that are being considered. It wouldn't even be something that would be at the table. And I think that is really important. I think we need to take a second, develop regulations that make sense, that the Planning Commission supports, that the Board of Aldermen supports, the Mayor supports, and most importantly, that the people of St. Louis support before any more of these are considered. Because when you have businesses like this coming forward and you don't have the regulations in place, it can be a really messy process. And I think that ends up causing confusion and frustration for everyone, no matter which side of the table you're on. So in my mind, it's about doing things in a smart way, in a thoughtful way, and that takes time and consideration, which I think is needed.
Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us today.
So happy to. Thanks for having me.
Alderwoman Schweitzer's ward is the first ward in St. Louis. That's Bevo Mill, Carondelet, Holly Hills, so that area of St. Louis. It's Chris and Amy. We are broadcasting live from Rally House, Brentwood Point. It is 8550 Eager Road. We are here until 12. Matt Adams will be with us until 11:30. And then at 12 o'clock, Gashouse Gang is live at Rally House.
We just don't know how long you'll be here because, like I said, the Brentwood police showed up shortly after you threatened to be a Yosemite Sam of a park ranger.
Well,
guns a-blazing is what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to take care of trouble.
I do want to say we had a text that says park rangers absolutely carry guns and can absolutely arrest people. I know from experience.
That sounds like our listeners. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA certified arborist on site, not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores. This is the top of the line. A complete metabolism system. An all-natural weight loss option, by the way, for people who don't want to get into prescriptions. If you don't like needles, this is for you. And it gets your metabolism working at peak levels, helps you with appetite control and cravings, all-day focused energy. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they will knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. To find your location, go to supplementsuperstores.com.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors from Rally House, Eager Road, 8550. We're here until 1 o'clock. Our show's over at 12. Then it's the Gashouse gang, Tom Ackerman and me. And we're going to be joined by Matt Adams. Actually, Matt Adams is in the building already.
He sauntered in.
I haven't seen him in a while, but he walked in. We know he's going to be on with us in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised that they let Matt Adams come to the store so early while I'm still here because, like I said,
when the Cardinals usually show up, they make you leave.
They make me leave. It's like they're trying to keep me away from the St. Louis Cardinals. But
I think I know why. You're just awkward. There's an awkwardness to you.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it off-putting?
Well, yes, totally.
Well, at any rate,
we have a gift card to give away.
We're gonna for a hundo.
Well, yeah, but we have a couple of more actually. So if you want to win a $100 gift card for Rally House, come here to the 8550 Eager Road location. You can sign up. There's a table outside, KMOX table. You fill out the form and you can do that. Also, tickets for the St. Louis home opener, courtesy of Rally House, that you can win. So come on by today. But Amy, you are allowed to talk about the Blues.
I know.
Since you're not allowed to talk Cardinals baseball.
That's right.
You are allowed to talk about the Blues. And why do they keep winning?
Yeah, I know.
You keep saying they need to lose so they can get a better draft pick.
They're not going to lose on purpose. The thing was they were accidentally tanking for most of the season. And they did get to a point where they were second to the bottom in the NHL. And so you had the Vancouver Canucks, who they were not going to catch on that race to the bottom. And you start thinking, okay, the season didn't go the way the Blues wanted it to go. And there was initially that idea that they were going to have to retool or rebuild. But with their run in the playoffs last year against Winnipeg, we thought, well, maybe the Blues were able to jump over that rebuilding period and we're back in the period of becoming competitive. And of course, this year they ran into multiple roadblocks. It is what it is. The Blues they're not technically out of the playoffs, not mathematically, but it is so hard to gain ground right now in the NHL. So if you are down 7 points, 8 points out of that wild card spot, it's insurmountable for the most part. Even if you win out, things are going to have to go well with the rest of the league because it's so difficult to gain points. But one thing I did want to bring up, Ranj, is that last night.
Feels
Jeez
like
Louise.
last year.
Last night was the 5th anniversary of the passing of Bobby Plager.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it has been 5 years. I remember where I was when the news came across the radio, and just tragic for so many people, for the Plager family, obviously, and the St. Louis Blues organization and all these St. Louis Blues fans. But one thing that I thought of, that up until that moment in 2021, there had not been a single Blues player, not a single player had put on the Blue Note who did not know or interact with Bobby Plager. So think about that. For the entirety of the franchise, its entire existence, Bobby Plager was part of every player, every coach, every manager, every GM, every president. He was part of that organization. And I think it's one of those things is that when someone's always around, it's easy to take it for granted that they always will be around.
Right.
Because Bobby felt as much as part of the team as just the team itself. It was hard to describe. The way I say it too is that Bobby Plager loved the Blues more than you did, and we all knew it. Like that's how you felt, that no one could love the team more than he did. And of course, the number 5, his number, when it was raised to the rafters, they raised the number 5. The music from Band of Brothers is playing at Enterprise Center. They raised the number 5 about halfway up, and then the number stops. And Barclay Plager, Bobby's brother, his number 8 comes down, and then the two go up together. And that was so well done by the Blues. And of course, Bobby got his parade on Market Street. I think that will always be Bobby's parade when the Blues won the Stanley Cup in 2019.
How well did you get to know him?
I probably, as well as most or a lot of Blues fans, in the sense that, I would see him up there in the broadcast booth because, of course, when the Blues won the Stanley Cup, they did so on KMOX.
That's right.
On KMOX radio.
The station's good luck.
So I'd walk up and down the hallways and I'd be in the broadcast booth and I'd see Bobby Plager and say the Blues were down. I go, "How you doing, Mr. Plager?" He'd go, well, Amy, and he'd look back at the score. I could be better. And there were other times where during the game, the play is going on, and he would walk into the broadcast booth, and there was like a chair, not a folding chair, but, just kind of like a comfortable chair in the back. You can't see the ice from there because you're in the back. You're behind Chris Kerber and Joey Vitale. And he'd be sitting in that chair reading the paper because he was so nervous. And then he'd get up, walk the hallways again. But of course, it was impossible for him to not be stopped by everybody when he walked up and down the hallways.
It's got to be difficult when you were a player and you had some say in what happens on the ice, on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you're just forced to watch it. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
How do you get that nervous energy out?
Right. Absolutely true. Right. That watching it was harder for him. But he just exemplified so much what the Blue Note is, because the St. Louis Blues are that blue-collar lunch pail team. And when you look at like a Braden Shen, the former captain of the Blues, he got it. He got that mentality. He wanted to carry on Bobby Plager's legacy. There are the players that interacted with him who knew him, and you think these new guys coming in, like Dalibor Dvorsky, Jimmy Snuggerud, Philip Broberg, they don't know Bobby Plager.
Right.
This is the first time we've ever had that, a group of players who didn't know Bobby. And so it's up to those guys like a Colton Parayko to carry that on.
Yeah, we miss him around here because, Blues hockey in the last 6 years since the Stanley Cup, and I grew up a fan of the team, and I kind of felt like that was never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They got so close. They had so many good teams, and it just didn't. And I thought, well, all right, that's never going to happen. And of all years, in December of that season, I thought I wouldn't have put 5 cents on it.
Yeah, they were the last
right.
team in the NHL.
I wouldn't have done it. And I'm glad that people like him got to see it.
Yes.
Along with the rest of us.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Just really incredible. Amy Marks scores, Chris Ranji. We are at Rally House, 8550 Eager Road. Thanks to Rally House for having us out here. We're going to be here until 1 o'clock. I have a feeling when we come back, we're going to talk to Big City. Matt Adams is going to join the show. And then he's going to be with us for the Gashouse Gang, which happens at 12 o'clock. And it is officially baseball season starting tonight. The Yankees and the Giants will play. Cardinals have their opener tomorrow. And right now, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. It's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. You can make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel is the home of home runs. Let's see. We've got Aaron Judge. He's at 48.5 home runs for the season. Is he going to go over that? He got to 53 last year, so maybe that'll be a good bet. If you are thinking about it, that's a good option for you. And if you're ready to play your game, go to FanDuel.com/Missouri now to choose your reward. FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's Dave from The Glover Show, trying to explain The Glover Show. So when I was a younger man, I used to go to happy hour almost every night, and I loved it. And I've always thought of my show as being like happy hour. It's always interesting. It's often silly, but not always. There are real things to talk about. I am amongst friends, politics, and personal things. So that's what it is, really. It's happy hour for thousands of us every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in and join the happy hour.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Gorgeous outside, sunny and 65 degrees, mostly sunny today. A high of 80 tonight, partly cloudy and warm, a low of 62. Weather sponsored by Artistic Decks.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Driven into right, at the wall, it is gone! Cardinals lead it 3-2.
Live at Rally House, Chris and Amy show, 8550 Eager Road, and we still have some gift cards to give away for Rally House. You have to come in and sign up for your opportunity to win those. And we are now joined by former first baseman for the Cardinals, Big City, Matt Adams is with us. How's it going, Matt?
It's going great. Thanks, guys, for having me.
No, we're glad to have you. We're putting you to work today because you're going to be here now for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you got to stick around with Ackerman and me at 12.
Perfect.
And this is it's going to be great, man.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
It's going great. It's an exciting time of the year, baseball season kicking off and whatnot. So it's great.
What is it like for you being a former player and watching opening day, knowing you're not going to be on the field, but you're still pretty close to all of it?
I was actually telling Amy whenever I first walked in here, it's kind of tough, knowing that opening day is going to kick off and, I'm not putting the uniform on, being out there on the field playing. But no, I'm happy, grateful for the career that I had, and really looking forward to transitioning into the next phase of my life, and still want to be involved in the game and still want to impact and whatnot. But it's exciting time for Cardinal fans with this young team in 26, and excited to see how they shake out.
Yeah, you said it's tough not being on the team for opening day, but staying involved in the game. When you retired, did you immediately want to get back in the game? Did you need to step back? Because, baseball is such a grind. It's a long season. Even as we were talking to John Rooney, I said, well, the marathon starts tomorrow. He said, no, the marathon started back in February.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And so did you need a break after you retired, or no, you didn't?
No, I actually jumped straight in. I was a AAA bench coach for the San Diego Padres last year in 25. So followed Mike Schild over there to the Padre organization, and really dove into it. I wanted to coach, and really super grateful that I was able to do it at the highest minor league level, one step away from the big leagues. And I was able to spend all of, big league camp around the guys that I actually played against a lot. But really we had an older team in AAA and really able to impact those guys, a lot of up and down guys, 4A guys that I was able to lean on and help out and kind of just give them advice with their mindset and approach and whatnot. So I knew that, once I retired, I wanted to stay in the game. I knew that if I stepped away, that it would be hard to, come back to it. So,
and you've really got to love it, I would think, because you go through, how many seasons? You play 12 seasons in Major League Baseball. You've got, the 162, the grind of that every day, spring training. And it's not, hey, we'll play one day and then we got a couple of days off. It's every day
every
you're
day.
playing, and then to be done with it and say, I need to be back in it. I want to coach. I want to manage and go through that grind again. That's a special mindset. You have to love the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the game of baseball. It's I loved it from such an early age, and being from a small town in central Pennsylvania, I was able to live out my childhood dream of playing Major League Baseball, and to do it here in St. Louis with this organization, this fan base, it meant a lot to me. And now this is home for me and whatnot. So yeah, I love the game. I want to be involved in some capacity. Just want to impact. That's the word that I tell everybody. I want to impact next, wave of players coming up through the organization, and, give them a little piece of advice, whether it's one word or whatever that helped me. If I can pass that along to the next wave of players, then I did my job.
It's kind of interesting. The Athletic just had this piece about the NHL, but it was specific about the young kids coming up to the NHL, how they're the TikTok generation, how it's very different. So are you noticing that with younger players coming into, whether it is, a farm system, the minor leagues, or in baseball, are you starting to see a difference in generations, or does it feel, nope, it still feels the same as when you were coming up?
No, it's definitely different. I think the whole thing of, travel ball at, starting at 9-10 years old, and, the kids are only focusing on the game of baseball. Like, I think that's the difference. Like, I feel like my generation, like, we played multiple different sports. I feel like the kids now, especially in baseball, they're so focalized, and they play it 365 days a year. They're traveling out of state. They're playing a ton of games, where I think the value is play multiple sports. I think different sports help out, the different sports that kids can play. So it is different. But I think social media definitely plays into that, with all the gurus on there giving advice and what to do, what not to do. It's definitely a different time for sure.
I was just saying, it's interesting too. You mentioned, like you said, travel ball at such a young age, and you hear about 10-year-olds getting burnout. Yeah. And I know at BJC, they're saying for the first time ever, we're seeing 12-year-olds with overuse injuries.
Yeah, I mean, you got 12, 13-year-old kids having Tommy John surgery because they're pitching, 80 some innings, which is wild for that age. Like, it's just, I think it's too much. I think, and I think the parents are a little bit to blame for that as well, because they're pushing. Let the kids be kids. Let them have fun. Let them go explore. Let them figure out what they want to do and whatnot. But it's like, you get those parents that just, you're going to play baseball, you're going to play football, and that's all they do. I think that's where the harm comes in.
So I guess the difficulty with that is, if you do really like the game as a kid, and I suppose when you're 9 or 10 years old, you're not thinking, I'm going to play in college, or I'm going to get a scholarship, or that kind of, you're thinking, I'm going to play Major League Baseball. Everybody dreams of that. But if you see your friends and they're all playing travel ball, I mean, how do you combat against that? I mean, if you're a parent, like, I don't want to spend the money for this, it's too much time, it's not good for you in your health. I mean, so what would you advise people do to, I don't know what you do about that.
Yeah, that is the toughest question, because like you definitely don't want your kids to feel left out if all their friends are doing it, playing travel ball and playing it year round. So I think there's got to be that happy medium. I think you want them to be a kid. You want them to focus on school. You want to, play different sports, like encourage them to get out there and learn different activities. Like, just go be kids. Like, I think there's just too many kids nowadays that just are so focused on, especially like at the age 8, 9, 10 years old, where that's all they want to do. Like, and they lose some development by doing that.
Do you think too that if a kid really has what it takes to play Major League Baseball, which is like such a minuscule percentage, that playing other sports, maybe going on a family vacation instead of missing all the family time with travel ball, or even a missed call at a game, like a parent yelling at the ump, like, the kid's going to be okay. Like, their talent is going to shine through.
Yeah, 100%. You hear it all the time in the game of baseball. If you're good enough, the scouts and the teams are going to find you. So like, go to the family vacations. Like, try not to, at 9, 10 years old, try not to be that parent in the stands where they're going up to the chain link fence and tearing the umpire a new one. Like, it's like, it's hard for me to say that, because like, I'm competitive. Like, I got, like, last year I got in trouble for, with the Padres organization for being so hard on the umpires, but the competitive juices start flowing and
professional
whatnot.
Baseball.
Right. 10, 11-year-old. Yeah. But
Matt
yeah,
Adams
These
at the-
umpires,
at the
hey,
CYC
you know what?
game.
These umpires stink.
They're like, Matt, that guy's 13.
right.
The umpire is 13, Matt.
Yeah, I'm thankful that that I don't have little kids at that age, because I think that I would kind of fall in that trap of being that parent that if a bad call was made,
Oh no,
I would be.
Oh no,
yeah. So it's
you'd have to reel that in.
Yeah,
especially because everybody knows who you are.
Exactly.
And say Matt Adams is out here at the ballpark every night being a jerk.
Yeah, I got a pretty good reputation, so I gotta make sure I hone that in. And
although if you're a youth umpire and you're getting yelled at by a former major leaguer, that's probably that's a brag worthy thing. You go back and tell your friends, Matt Adams was yelling at me today.
Or on the flip side, they may try to egg you on a little bit and try to get you to throw a punch, and then you're getting sued by that
that's right.
that younger umpire to try to get some
St.
fast
Mary
cash.
Margaret's?
Right?
Is that who's suing you? Well,
Right.
that is you're going to see the talent shine through. Speaking of young people, who are you excited to watch on this Cardinals squad? The young guys coming up.
Yeah, I'm really excited for JJ. I think much deserved that he made the opening day roster. I think he carries himself like a big leaguer. He goes about his business the right way. Hein Bloom talked about it in their exhibition in Springfield on Monday. The way that he sees him, in spring training, going about it day in and day out like a big leaguer, like he's ready for this stage, and I'm really excited to see how he there's going to be some mishaps. Don't get me wrong, like a young player, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve at this level, but I think he's got the right mindset to hone that in and have a great season.
You came up in 2012. You made your debut. What was the most difficult adjustment thing for you? What was the hardest part about being a big leaguer?
Really, coming up through the minor leagues, I played every single day. And then coming up, debuting, I wasn't in the lineup every day. So really finding a routine on a daily basis to get me ready, for when my name was called, I think that was the hardest thing. And I had guys like, Jay and Descalzo and Freeze that kind of took me under their wing, really taught me how to be a true pro on and off the field, which means, getting in the gym, finding a workout routine, finding like just a routine in the cage that would get my body ready to go, whether I was pinch hitting in the 5th inning, whether it was in the 9th inning with the game on the line. They really helped me find that routine to where, I was ready to go once my name was called.
Speaking of developing young players, whether it is the infield or the outfield, is there a position that historically, or in your own opinion, you feel like takes the longest to develop? Certain defensive positions can be a liability for young guys until they have so many games under their belts. Is there a position that you think, man, this is a tough one to develop, where a young person will always be a liability until a certain point?
Dang, that's a really good question. I would say maybe the shortstop position, because like that or catcher, because I feel like those two guys, like if you look at it, catcher, shortstop, and then center fielder, those are the three positions that kind of are matter the most on the the defensive side. So I would say, man, being a young guy and coming up to the big league level, Mason Wynn did a great job adjusting. But I would say that shortstop position, balls are faster, runners are quicker. So I would say that's probably the position that probably takes the longest to really dial in and lock it in.
Amy is fascinated by athletes who come in from somewhere else. You're from Pittsburgh or from Pennsylvania, and end up saying,
I had no idea where he was going with this.
End up staying in St. Louis. They play in St. Louis,
We're
Blues
famous
players,
for
Cardinals
it.
players, and
Yeah.
they end up saying, was it a lady? It was because of a lady. Yeah. It's always because of a lady.
No, I honestly, I met my wife here. Yeah, we got married in 19, but I met her and she worked for the team in 16, but she helped me train. Like she was the reason why I lost all that weight in the offseason of 16 going into 17, and then kind of naturally came together after I got traded to the Braves and started dating and whatnot. So yeah, I mean that definitely played a role in it. But I fell in love with the city. I felt like the fan base, staying here in the off season, going out, looking at the Schnooks right out the door, like Deerberg's, like going to the local grocery stores, going to get, food, going out to dinner. Like people come up and want to like talk about like the games during the season. Like it's fun. Like it's like the fan base and the people here are just so lovely. And, they're just, it's such a sports city that I fell in love with it and I didn't want to leave.
All right. Well, Matt Adams, so I was living away for most of your career here in St. Louis. I was living in Chicago, and the one game I did come to was that Clayton Kershaw game. And that has to be, was it your favorite moment?
Yeah. I mean,
it's gotta be.
That by far, I think that's why like that put me on the map.
Yeah.
Like as a player in the major league level, like that moment to do it at home in Busch, Game 4 against the Dodgers, to like knock them out of the playoffs. Like, yeah, like that, like I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. Like I pull up that video multiple times every year and just rewatch it, like seeing 50,000 people go nuts, touching home plate and seeing the DeWitt's front row going crazy, waving the rally towel. Like it's awesome. Like to be able to have that moment under my belt and to, send us into the next round of the playoffs in 14. And, that was special. I mean, and then winning the World Series in 19, that's another special moment. Those two moments for sure hold a special place in my heart.
It's awesome that you have that. It was awesome for the city too. We know how much Cardinals fans enjoyed that moment. One of the great Cardinal moments, and we appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely.
And we are not finished with you yet.
No, that's
you got to stick around. Tom Ackerman's coming up. We're going to talk a lot of sports.
Let's do it.
Good. All right, we'll do that. 12 o'clock. Matt Adams, thank you. Talk to you in a few minutes.
Yep, thank you for having me.
That's Matt Adams with us here at Rally House on Eager Road, 8550. Come on by. We'll be here for a while. We still have gift cards, $100 gift cards that we will give away. Come on by and sign up, and you will have a chance at a gift card for Rally House. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
There's no chip league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. When someone tells me, Gary, I just want to feel calm about this, I usually say, good, that's fixable. Because calm doesn't come from watching the stock markets, it comes from having a plan. Let's build one together. Visit my website, checkwithgary.com, or call 800-966-1690. My show, Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, here on KMOX FM 104.1.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created NeoVitan Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for NeoVitan Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnooks, Deerbergs, or online at neovitan.com. NeoVitan, made for men who keep moving forward.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra vutrisiran is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This is Megan Lynch. 250 doctors go to Ophthalmology Associates. That's why I trust them. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Absolutely destroyed off the bat of Adams.
Yeah, we got Matt Adams here in the house. Yeah. He is in the house, but he will be back with us for the Gashouse Gang at 12 o'clock as we wrap things up here on the Chris and Amy Show. We got one more gift card we're going to give away right now.
Wait.
And so
Shake it up, Matt.
We're at Rally House, 8550 Eager Road. Here's the final gift card for the Chris and Amy Show.
Matt is moving slow. He's full of spam.
You hear that? Yeah, he is full of spam. Hold on.
He ate spam for breakfast.
He did eat spam for breakfast. Okay, and our next winner is Ken from Arnold, Missouri. So
is he here?
I don't know where Ken is. It doesn't matter. We'll contact him. Okay. And then we do. There's going to be one more gift card, $100 gift card to Rally House that we will give away before the show is over, and that'll be, or not this show. It'll be the next one, the Gashouse Gang.
The Gashouse Gang. Hey, do you know what that white truck is in front? Is that a special van, a special truck?
I don't know.
Oh.
Why? What are you looking for?
I don't know. I thought maybe it was an ice cream truck or something.
It's not an ice cream truck,
okay.
Amy. It's not a food truck.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It has that shape.
No, yeah, it's not. It's not anything like that. So I know you're hungry.
Well, Ron's got himself a Vietnamese coffee.
I did. I got a Vietnamese coffee.
This
from
is
the
a great
bubble tea
center.
place.
Honestly, you go to Deerberg's, you get boba tea. You can come say hi to us.
Yeah.
You can come say hi to the Gashouse Gang.
Yeah.
Tom Ackerman will be waltzing in here anytime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, he'll be here. Tom doesn't ever miss an opportunity to be on. You know. He'll be here.
He's the busiest man in media.
He'll be here. Don't you worry about that. Opening day tomorrow for you and me. We are going to be at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. We're starting at 9 o'clock. We'll go until 11. And then I'm on with Tom from 11 to noon. I believe Wheeler is on after that at 12 o'clock. So we've got all kinds of programming live. Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. And then Cardinals baseball. The season will get started. Really looking forward to it, Amy. Looking forward to having you there, too.
I'm excited to be there. I'll see you tomorrow.
And we'll see you tomorrow morning. That's it for the Chris and Amy Show. Thank you to everybody here at Rally House for having us out here today. Brentwood Point, 8550 Eager Road. Great time, great people, and there is a lot of stuff here. So if you're looking to get stocked up before you attend opening day tomorrow at Busch Stadium, this is the place to be. Gashouse Gang is coming up next. Ackerman, Matt Adams, Big City will be back with us, and Chris Ranji. That is next on the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
There comes a time in a couple's life when the conversation turns to money.
Every couple, whether they're getting married, are married, have been married, are thinking about being married, or are just being together.
Sandy Brager at Esperient in San Francisco says the decision to merge finances should happen sooner rather than later. That way, you can work together.
Work as a partnership toward the financial future that they're building together.
I'm Rob Hart.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it Fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-200-1966, 800-200-1966, or biglou.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX, mine of course as well. And we're into baseball season. Thank God, we've been counting down to this for months. And this baseball season, FanDuel's letting you choose your own reward for opening week. So these are betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. So you make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. I guess you could say FanDuel is the home of home runs this year. And look, we've all been looking forward to baseball season. I know we've been talking it down here on KMOX for months and months and months. It's finally time, and we get to play with FanDuel, which I find to be more fun than playing in football season, just so you know. So if you're ready to play your game, head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. And of course, remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey. I'm joined by my friend and St. Louis real estate expert, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, everyone knows you for your guaranteed sold program, but you also help your sellers get multiple cash offers, right?
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs and open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer. Whether it's multiple cash offers or my guaranteed sold program, my sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
If you're ready to make your move without the hassles, guaranteed, call Gloria Liu right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
It is 12:01, and right now we've got sunshine downtown, a few high clouds, 68 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, and the news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. The TSA's acting administrator has warned a House panel the partial government shutdown is putting the traveling public at risk. Ha Win McNeil told the House Homeland Security Committee at some airports, half of the TSA agents have called in sick rather than work without pay. Michigan Democrat Shree Theander had concerns about the ICE agents who've been deployed to airports to help.
I see them all sitting down, looking at their phones or chit-chatting, but looks like they have no role to play.
That's I've been talking to my field leadership. The ICE agents that are there are doing non-specialized screening functions. It's been incredibly helpful.
Tammy Sullivan waited in line for hours and missed her flight from Atlanta to Richmond. While it's easy for travelers to get frustrated, she expressed gratitude to the TSA workers who were there.
You can't get mad at them for it taking so long. It's not their fault. They showed up. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Iran reportedly saying no thanks to a proposal from the Trump administration to end the war. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand.
There continue to be just a lot of mixed messages. And that latest statement from Iran, according to a state TV broadcaster, in which it's essentially rejecting the 15-point proposal by the U.S., although an anonymous source was cited.
President Trump yesterday said Iran gave the U.S. a present, but he did not give details. A Missouri Senate committee could soon look at a bill that would increase the penalties for passing stopped school buses when the stop arm is extended and the red light's flashing.
In the Platte County R3 school district alone, there have been 143 documented stop arm violations since the school year began.
Kansas City State Rep Mike Jones' bill raises first-time offense fines from $133 to at least $500. Repeat offenses could climb into the thousands. No one opposed the bill in the Missouri House. From the KMOX business desk, a Kentucky investor known for painting old brick homes in North City, burgundy and black, is now accused of running a Ponzi scheme. KMOX legal analyst Brad Young says investors allege they were promised financial returns on the home flipping operation.
Because at first the payouts were coming and then the payouts stopped coming, which is a classic Ponzi scheme situation. The other issue here is whether this is actually a security. For example, if you go out and buy a stock that promises a return, that's covered under federal law.
Young says depending on how the civil suit goes, the defendant could face criminal charges. The weather is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
Turning much warmer this afternoon with more sun than clouds. The high 81. The record is 84, set in 1907. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy and warm, low just 65. Mostly sunny, breezy, and hot tomorrow, high 94. That would break the record of 87, set in 1991. Look for thunderstorms tomorrow night that can produce hail and damaging winds. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, it's sunny, 68 degrees, 100 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors for same-day repair service and no extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Schedule online at overheaddoorslouis.com. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
This is the Gashouse Gang on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. And by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis and Chesterfield Fence and Deck.
Now the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
Like KMOX veteran now. We're just jumping in here. He's been with you already for a half hour. Tom Ackerman with you from this fantastic Rally House location. I was telling them when I walked in that this is my daughter's spot to buy gear. She's been going here longer than I have. I mean, Erica loves this place. She's probably in the car right now. She's taking Nana to lunch. We got to get her and Nana to come over here and buy some gear.
Yeah, man.
Rally House on Eager
place.
Road, 8550 Eager Road. This is a great spot. Brentwood Point location. So the Gashouse Gang, I believe this is the first time that the Gashouse Gang has gone on the road. Now, we've been at Cardinals Nation. We've been at Busch Stadium, here and there doing some abbreviated shows. But this is the first time we've taken this baby on the road. And I'm just going to put it out there. I think this is cool. I was listening to you guys on the way in. It gave me the old feelings of doing remote broadcasts at different locations. I'm just going to put it out there. The Gashouse Gang will go on the road. And here we are. Not far from my house, by the way. I love the Brentwood area. Is awesome.
Yeah,
there's all
that's
kinds
why
of
you
stuff
like
going
it.
on.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it was
rolled
great.
out of bed and you got here.
I stopped home, played with the dogs, and here we are. It's great to be with Matt Adams. I mean, I know he was on your show already, but to reintroduce him to the Gashouse Gang audience, here is a guy who, when he came in, this is my favorite thing about you, and we'll talk about. I heard you talk about the Kershaw home run and all that stuff. One of my favorite things was Mike Shannon brought me up to the booth in spring training. He said, I want to do an inning with you. And I said, oh, my gosh, Mike, yeah, that would be incredible. I can't wait. And he said, I want to talk about Matt Adams. Because, he said, you've been following this. This is when you were a minor leaguer. He said, you've been following this team. I know you've been watching all these guys. I want to know more about this guy. Will you come up and talk about him? I said, yeah.
No
absolutely.
way. That's awesome.
Roger Dean Stadium. And the inning was about you. He wanted to know about Matt Adams. This is pre-Big City. This is pre-nickname. And I know you had so much respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, Mike was awesome. But, like that's just a guy, like, the Cardinals get it. Like, to have people like that in the organization talking about, the organization, the players coming up, whether they're minor leaguers, whether they're already proven big leaguers. he just got it. He was easy to talk to. He was always around the team. You know, he was so welcoming and like just an awesome guy.
He was just curious, who's this bat?
Yeah.
That we keep hearing about. And
what a cool story. That's awesome.
Yeah. And you had a great spring. I mean, you really did. And eventually you made the club. I believe you came in when Berkman got hurt.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in 12. Yeah, Berkman had the knee injury, and I was up for only a month because Craig was on the IL a little bit. Carp was a little bit banged up, so I came up for a month, filled in. Didn't do as well as I wanted to, but it was awesome to make my debut. It debuted Sunday Night Baseball in Dodger Stadium. Like it was unbelievable.
And you probably didn't know at that time that you were going to hit that bomb in the playoffs, did you?
No,
off that guy.
No, I stepped into the box, in Sunday Night Baseball in my debut, and I was shaking. And I was like, I'm not waiting around. I'm going after the first pitch I saw. Fastball down the middle by Chad Billingsley and laced it up the middle for a knock, and I was like, got to first base, and it was like kind of like the weight was lifted off my shoulders. So like, no, I had no idea that I was gonna like. If that moment would have came in today's game, I would have never even got that at bat. Left on left, like no way they would have left me in that game to face one of the best left-handed pitchers in the game.
Let me just get to that right away. 2014 NLDS against Kershaw. I know you talked to Chris and Amy about it last show. But that's a lefty on lefty matchup, and that place was roaring before you hit it. So just take me into that moment. And you got some big moments under your belt, but this is as big as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, bottom of the seventh, we're down 2-0, I think. I think Holiday and Peralta were the guys on base. They got singles. And I step up to the box, and the thought that was going through my mind, I just wanted to get a pitch out over the middle part of the plate that I could, put the barrel on and pass the baton to the next guy in the lineup. And I saw that big curveball pop out of his hand, and I just was telling myself, don't get too big, just stay within yourself. And I took my nice, easy, smooth swing, and one of those moments where like you make such good contact that you don't feel the ball come off the bat. Like I was like, "Cool, that's it." And then I saw the ball, and I mean, everybody knows like picture like arms up in the air. And then I see the ball like going down towards the outfield fence. Matt Kemp sprinting back. I'm like, oh, I better get on my horses. If that ball doesn't get out of the ballpark and I'm standing on first base, I'm gonna hear about it. But I saw the ball hit the bullpen turf, and saw my teammates going crazy, and I was like just rounding the bases. I was telling these guys earlier, like touching home plate, seeing the DeWitts front row, waving the white rally towel, going crazy, 50,000 plus. Stadium was running. It felt like the stadium was coming down.
You know what I love about that is that you remember details about the trip around the bases, because a lot of guys who hit big home runs, they'll say it's they see the ball leave the bat, then they start running to first, and they're not sure what happened until they get home. But you remember all the details,
everything.
That's
and
incredible.
like what a lot of people don't realize, like once I celebrated with the guys in the dugout, did the curtain call. Still the seventh inning. We have 2 more innings left. If we and we're only up by 1 run. So I had to go down into the batting cages, lay down and catch my breath and get my stuff together to go out there and finish the last 2 innings. Because if we lost that game, we were going back to Dodger Stadium and play game 5. And we did not want to hop back on that plane and go back to LA.
That place was absolutely rocking. As you said, I played this morning on the air, the Vin Scully call of it. It's so good, because you can hear his disappointment as a Dodgers broadcaster, but at the same time, his respect for the moment, the crowd. And then I love, he says, and Matt Adams jumping with sheer delight.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
mean, it's
I'm
so
getting the
good.
chills right now thinking about it, because that's the video of his, his broadcast. That's the video that I pull up all the time. Like, why not listen to Hall of Famer call my home run against his own guy? I'm definitely that's a video that I watch multiple times a year.
So cool. You won a world championship with the Washington Nationals. That was, I'm sure, gratifying. Baseball is hard, and to get to the mountaintop, not many people get to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we started the year 19 and 32. First 51 games into the season, we were like going into spring training, everybody's writing us off. And then we had that, the first 50 games of the season, we were awful. And then we made a couple key, you know, we brought in Gerardo Parra, Anibal Sanchez, and those two guys kind of transformed our clubhouse, kind of, you know, brought everybody together as that family dynamic. And yeah, the rest is history. We, you know, our motto that season after those 50 games was go 1-0 every day. Just win the day. And it kind of took the pressure off, took the, you know, the stress off, and we just focused at the job in hand day in and day out. And, you know, we at the end of the season, we looked up and we were the last team standing holding that trophy in Minute Maid Park. Now it's not Minute Maid Park, but in Houston. So it was, that moment was something special.
What's the thing that you remember about that run the most? Is it the dog pile? Is it something after? Is it, you know, getting back above 500? What's the thing that really sticks out?
Probably the Howie Kendrick homer off the foul pole.
Oh yeah.
Because like me and Parra were actually up in the cage with our, you know, our BP guy getting ready to possibly come in and pinch hit. You know, we were both lefties, so we were preparing if that game went into extras or whatnot. We were ready for if our name got called. And then we hear the crowd kind of died down, and then we hear the actual ball hit the foul pole, and we run down into the dugout celebrating with Howie and the guy. It was just it was awesome. But even a cooler moment was the flight back to DC after, you know, we won. It was I think it was Halloween night. Everybody's little kids, we had trick or treat on the plane in the air, 40,000 feet in the air. The kids were, you know, everybody's passing the World Series trophy around. We had little kids walking down the aisle trick or treating. It was a fun group of guys, and you know, a special moment that
What did you have to give to the kids? You didn't have those little airplane bottles of booze. You
No.
I don't know what
the players.
Okay.
Those little bottles of booze were gone before we even took off. But no, all the wives kind of got together and had the little mini size snack candies and whatnot. So it was awesome.
That happened in 13 going to Boston, but that's because the plane was stuck on the tarmac.
Yes.
Cardinals, Red Sox. We were all sitting there. And the plane
never
took out. It was brutal. It was long.
What was it, like 7 hours?
7 hours. The kids on the plane, they had to get a plane eventually from Atlanta to come get us because they didn't have any Delta planes.
Yeah.
They were big enough to get us. Freeze ordered pizza.
Domino's. Yeah, I remember that.
What?
Wow. We had Domino's delivered on the tarmac, like to the plane, because we were sitting there.
Couldn't leave.
We could not leave.
Back this up. Why couldn't you leave?
So they said, we're going to be delayed for a little while. We got to check a few things.
It was like a maintenance issue.
This is a charter flight.
Then
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was a big Delta plane with players, families, broadcasters, everybody's on there. And they said, we can't take off. We got to wait for a little bit, and we'll be right back with you. Well, we waited for a while, and then eventually they said, here's the situation. We would have to deplane, rescreen everybody, which we did have to do.
Yep.
But for right now, there's nowhere for you to go. So we're going to sit right here, and then we're going to get a plane for you. And eventually they had to get a plane from Atlanta to fly, but that plane was delayed.
Yep.
So then that plane had to come up to get, oh my gosh.
It
This
was
before Game 6 of the World Series.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
But I mean, we made the most of it.
Yeah.
Ordered Domino's and had a blast on the plane. So yeah,
Who brought the Domino's to the plane? They're not letting the Domino's guy do it.
I don't remember.
I think security
did,
brought it to
right.
the plane, and then the flight attendant, the flight attendants got off and
Awesome.
brought it on and just passed it out. Yeah, it
was great.
It was a good time.
It was a good team. I mean, you were right on the cusp of a World Series. A couple things go your way, and if David Ortiz doesn't go nuts.
I mean, I think he hit 800 the whole playoffs that year. Like I was telling somebody the other day, I was on a podcast talking about that 13 team and how hot the Red Sox were that year. You could have bounced the ball twice to the plate and Ortiz was still hitting that ball out of the ballpark. Like he was so hot that it didn't matter what you threw up there, he was getting a hit.
What an incredible run down memory lane. We're going to do it all hour, but also want to ask you what you think of this Cardinals team. We want to invite people to this Rally House location too. Brentwood Point is the location. That's the one by Deerberg's, Chick-fil-A, right here in the heart of Brentwood in this incredible complex. Come see us, 8550 Eager Road. We're here for another hour at the Gashouse Gang with Matt Adams. With Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. Let's take a quick timeout, and then we'll come back and we'll get into more Gashouse Gang.
And we do have a $100 gift card for Rally House we'll give away. You got to come up and sign up the box outside at the KMOX table, and you could win before the show is over.
All right. Sounds good to me. Quick timeout. Back in a moment. The Gashouse Gang coming to you from Rally House in Brentwood Point right after this.
Have you got a sweet tooth? Adam Fritz with Fritz's Frozen Custard, and we're proud to announce we're open for our 44th season. For over 4 decades, our family has been serving up rich, creamy frozen custard, delicious sundaes, concretes, and all your favorite Fritz's treats. Whether it's your first visit or part of your family tradition, our friendly staff is ready to serve you. Be sure to visit our Facebook page to check out our latest news and updates, where our family looks forward to serving yours at Fritz's. Best up in town, so you better get around. Fritz's Frozen Custard. Yeah!
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
And to get TurboTax free edition, see if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
When you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or in a medical mishap, there are many reasons to call Morgan & Morgan. But here's reason number 5. We try more cases than anyone in America by a wide margin. We are on approximately 150 dockets a week and win a lot. Go to forthepeople.com to see our verdicts and results. I believe our results give you the best chance of a fair, fast, and just settlement. Insurance companies know who we are by reputation. Imagine me doing this ad if it wasn't true. They would be laughing. Trust me, nobody is laughing. Their employees and adjusters often hire us when they're hurt. They know, and now you know. All law firms are not alike, not even close. With over $30 billion collected for our clients, we became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
Are you trying to lose weight and nothing is working? Do you keep hearing about GLP-1s, but you don't know where to start? STO weight loss injections can get you started on a real and impactful weight loss journey. For details and to schedule an appointment, head to STOweightlossinjections.com and get started for just $199.
Driven in the right, hit the wall. It is gone. Cardinals lead it 3-2.
Joe Buck call of the Clayton Kershaw home run. Matt Adams, the 2014 NLDS at Busch Stadium against the Dodgers. Big City is with us with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. So if that's number 1, what's number 2 for you in your career? You have one?
Moment-wise or homer?
Wise. Moment-wise for you personally. First hit in the big leagues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first hit in Dodger Stadium, Sunday Night Baseball for sure. But I mean, like the obvious answer, when it like holding the World Series trophy at the end of the season in 19. But personal moment, definitely after the Kershaw homer, definitely my first big league hit. And then first big league homer, I did it at Busch a week later off Chad Qualls and the Phillies. So those are 3 good moments right there.
I think you hit 3 like right away. I want to say.
That was at the beginning of the 13th season, back to back games. And it was like the first one I pinch hit for Lance Lynn. He was done. Pinch hit for him in the 6th, gave us the lead. And then the next 2 I got the start. One against Homer Bailey, and then the next one was against the Brewers.
Fans were all in then.
Yeah.
So when that happened, were you feeling yourself?
Yeah,
Like,
I had my dad in the stands. Like it was a cool moment. He was staying with me, so like we were like, he was like, "Oh, let's put ESPN on after the game." We got back and watched the Homer. Like it was like my dad's like a big like little kid like when it comes to baseball. So it was cool to have him in the stands for that moment.
Awesome. My dad was the same way. Just forever a kid watching sports, and I'll always be that way. I bring it up because this tomorrow I think is really special.
Yeah.
And I know that people have been kind of grumpy about the Cardinals. Let's be honest. I mean, they're I just got a text of somebody's like, what's the over under on this one win total? 69.5. Are you going over under? Everyone's a little down on it, but the big picture of this, you got a lot of young guys that are going to make it or not.
Yeah.
And they just don't know. There'll be a lot of butterflies tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. But even before the game, like opening day in St. Louis is like a national holiday. Like you feel like you got the pep rally beforehand. You got the Clydesdales coming out for introductions, guys riding around stadium in the backs of trucks being introduced, and fans going crazy. That place is going to be sold out tomorrow. Like it always is for opening day. And like you said, yeah, a lot of youngsters, a lot of butterflies for sure. But it's their time to shine. They got all the opportunity right there in front of them. It's whether they can grab hold of it and go full steam ahead, or they let the nerves get to them.
And we talk about opening day here like it's the best thing in the country, the best opening day in the country. But I mean, to be honest, we all don't experience opening day somewhere else. We don't get the opportunity to. You have. So how does this one compare to other towns?
Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely way up there. It definitely is at the top of just the way the city puts on for opening day. It's I don't think there's another one like it. Just to be honest with you, I think this is, and I may be biased because I got to do it for many of years and whatnot, but St. Louis does it right for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's an experience unlike any other, and I'm just excited for JJ Weatherholt.
Yes.
He is special. And if I'm Ollie, and Ollie may take whatever advice, but I think he's going to bat him lead off.
Yep.
And I think it's the right move. And he's the first guy to welcome in the new era.
Yep.
And he's special.
Yeah. He, Heim talked about it a little bit at their exhibition in Springfield. The way that he carries himself like a veteran already. The way he goes about his business day in and day out. He acts like a big leaguer. He's got that confidence about him. He's got that swag about him, but he goes about it the right way. And he's not super flashy. He's not out there talking, everybody's ear off. He leads by example. He lets his play speak for itself. And I'm super excited to watch him go about it this year.
And there are a bunch of different ways to do it. Some guys do talk, and some guys are flashy when they play, and that can work. It's about what you can handle mentally when things don't go well. So for Weatherholt, there's going to be a time where he struggles, maybe a time or two, could be more than that. It's about responding to it as you see him. To me, and I'm not an expert in him. I've only spoken to him once or twice, I think, for a brief time, but it seems like somebody who would be able to handle that when they go through their first struggle.
Yeah, and no sugarcoating. There is going to be a learning curve for him at this level. But I think he definitely has the mindset. He definitely has the ability to bounce back fast, and that's the name of the game. Being able to flush that bad game, flush that bad stretch, and be able to get right back on it and show everybody that he's capable of doing it.
So for you, if you ever had a time like that, I mean, how did you respond the first time you really struggled or felt like, okay, it doesn't feel right? What did you do and how were you able to come out of it?
It was a lot of like mental preparation. If I had a bad game, I'd a lot of bad games, a lot of offers. I'd go home at night. I'd watch some video of what I felt was off or whatnot, but I made sure I got a good night's sleep, and I stuck to my routine. I made sure that I had a routine that I was able to tie my confidence in, because, you know, in the game of baseball, like, you can't tie your confidence into the hits that you're getting, because you could do everything right and still get out at the plate. So I tied my confidence into my routine, and that's what really allowed me to bounce back fast, was my mental preparation, and then having a routine that I had confidence in.
What do you make of Jordan Walker? He's trying and struggling to get it right.
I think he needs to kind of limit the external noise. I think he's trying to grasp onto everything that's being thrown at him right now. He needs to really find and fine tune one specific routine that he can get his body feeling right to go compete at the highest level. And it's in there. We've seen glimpses of it. Look at the last game in Florida. He 2 for 3 with a bomb. When he barrels a ball, it's loud. So it's in there. It's just a matter of fact of being confident in who you are. And I think he turns it around this year. I think he gets back to what got Jordan Walker here to the big leagues. I think you see more of that in the 26th season.
And I think it's very easy to forget this because we've been talking about him for so long. The dude is young. He's 23 still.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of time ahead of him.
Yeah, and I don't know, like some people say, like maybe he was rushed to the big leagues like too fast, like maybe he didn't have enough time at the minor league level to prepare and really understand who he was as a player. He had to learn it at the big league level, which is very, very hard to do. So I think, if he can just have some good games, he can tie that confidence in and be able to get back to being himself.
So, I mean, we've heard critics of him say, well, what, maybe he needs to go back to AAA, start there, and figure it out and then come up here. Isn't there some difficulty? And I guess I don't want to force you down a different, force you down a path here, but would it be tough for him to go to AAA, work on whatever he needs to, then come back here and face big league pitching again? Does he need to do that here?
That's a tough question. I think the leash has to be short. I think if he shows you, the first week or two in the season that he's not cutting it, then maybe, go down to AAA and get some everyday at bats and focus on working on some things. But I think he's going to be able to turn a curve. From the sounds of it, he had a great off season. He focused on what he wanted to focus on, and there were, like I said, there was glimpses of it in spring training. I just hope once the season starts tomorrow that he's able to be consistent and have some confidence in himself.
Maybe, like you said, just get in the routine and stay in the routine and stay in it here until he gets it right. But we'll see. They've got some reinforcements if they need to. But for right now, they're going to stay with Jordan Walker out in right field. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to give you that opening day forecast for tomorrow. You're going to do that. Can you do that? Yeah. Can you advance it one day?
Yeah, it's going to be 100 or something.
So hang in there. Ronj is going to have that for you. Right now, I want to tell you about something that's great for weather like this, and that is an outstanding patio. Just picture it. Outstanding patio or deck, or just an outdoor area that you can entertain your friends, or maybe on a Saturday morning it's just you and the dogs, and you're having a cup of coffee, and you're looking out at your new patio or deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do that for you. They're the very best in St. Louis and have been since 1968. That's how far back they go. Great company, Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Yes, they're located in Chesterfield Valley, but they serve the entire area. And speaking of that, you want to talk about a great display. Their showroom at Chesterfield Fence and Deck in Chesterfield Valley is incredible. As soon as you walk in there, there's a sunroom on your right, a screen room, and then you just walk your way down. You can see they built an outdoor kitchen area where you can make food outside, a bar, show you every possibility. You can touch and feel all the different fencing. It's a great place, Chesterfield Fence and Deck. ChesterfieldFence.com. Mention me, Tom Ackerman. 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best.
Tomorrow, wear your red and celebrate with us live from Kegs and Eggs at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Join us for exclusive opening day coverage presented by Budweiser, Dirt Cheap, and Rally House. Chris and Amy get things started at 9 a.m., followed by Ron G. and Ackerman at 11, and Glover and Wheeler taking over at noon. From special guests to Cardinals alumni, we've got everything you need to kick off the season. With the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It is so nice right now, but it's 74 degrees and sunny in St. Louis, the high of 81. Tomorrow, yuck. It's going to be 93 as a high for opening day, and there will be some showers later on as well. The weather is brought to you by the Woodlands of Arnold Senior Living.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
Hey there, it's Kevin Wheeler, and I'm joined by my friend and St. Louis real estate expert, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. And Gloria, everyone knows you for your guaranteed sold program, but you also help your sellers get multiple cash offers, right?
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs and open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer, whether it's multiple cash offers or my guaranteed sold program. My sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
If you're ready to make your move without the hassles, guaranteed, then call Gloria Liu right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett with Timberline Tree Care. I'm really excited to announce another reason why we should be taking care of your trees. Timberline is now the only tree care provider anywhere to offer full spectrum tree maintenance programs that are fully guaranteed. Here's how it works. You call Timberline and an ISA certified arborist will meet you at your home. We will develop a plan that includes soil testing and amendment, fertilization, any necessary pesticide applications, and annual inspections by an ISA certified arborist. But here's the best part. Maintenance pruning of your tree is included in this plan. And in the unlikely event that your tree dies while under our care, we will remove it for free. All you have to do is call us and sign up for the plan. We will take care of literally everything from there. There's no obligation, and you can cancel at any time. For tree care that is guaranteed, call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or find out more at stltreecare.com.
All hail Spamalot, the Tony Award-winning best musical comedy that will have you laughing your coconuts off. The Washington Post declares Monty Python's Spamalot is the funniest musical on Broadway. Entertainment Weekly calls it a hilarious fun fest. The Washington Post says it's unfair to laugh this much. Get your tickets now for the musical comedy event of the year, Spamalot, playing the Fabulous Fox May 5th through 17th. Tickets at fabulousfox.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Absolutely destroyed off the bat of Adams.
Oh, yeah. Was that Danny Mack? Yeah, that's my guy. Oh, man, some good times. Did Freeze give you the Big City nickname? I don't remember.
Berkman did.
Berkman, that's right.
Berkman did. Berkman came up and kind of put his arm around me one spring training and was like, hey, this is back whenever I was a bigger dude, like a lot heavier. He was like, I'm tired of big guys being nicknamed Big Country. So we're going to call you Big City. and then once Berkman left in 13, Freeze kind of kept it rolling and it just stuck. Like, I love the nickname. Like, that's like, people like they'll call me City, like Big City, like it's. I think it just rolls off the tongue. It's a cool nickname.
It is cool.
There's a bar in Chicago called Big City.
Really?
Big City Tap, late night place. A lot of bad stuff happens.
Should have invested in that.
You know what? I have this question about Berkman. One of you guys confirm this for me because I swear he has told this story about when he was in college. I think he was playing left field, and a plastic bag had blown onto the field. Do you know this story?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He tells it to everybody.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure I've got this right. where the plastic bag is out there. The ball, somebody hits a ball out there. The ball goes into the bag. He goes and gets it out of the bag to throw it into the infield. Guys running around the bases. And as he picks the ball out, he throws it back into the bag. Is that what happened? It was something like that, right?
Something
something like that. But the ball definitely got stuck in the bag multiple times.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he threw it back in the bag or not, but that's so Berkman esque.
And his coach said something like, "You're the worst outfielder I've ever seen." Right? It was something to that effect. Yeah.
That's
so
exactly
funny.
it. It was blown around and went right into you. When you go it right into the bag.
Yeah.
He also tells the story of Game 5 in Houston in 2005. So Lidge against Pujols. So before that, he said he had the hit. I do believe it was a home run, if I'm not mistaken, that put the Astros on top. And he said, I said a little prayer and I said, Lord, please let this be it. Like we want to get to the World Series and this be the moment. He said, so when there were 2 on and Pujols is facing Lidge, he said it was so loud. And when Albert hit the ball, it got so quiet, he said, that I could hear his spikes
in the dirt,
like in the dirt as he rounded first. And I watched him go around the bases and he scored. And I was like, Lord, this is not the deal that we had. I mean, he told the great story.
He was such a great teammate, and he was a guy that really understood how to keep that clubhouse loose and light and pick the spots when to have fun, when to lock it in and be a little bit more serious. But God, I'm so grateful that I got to share a clubhouse with him and hear all the great stories and whatnot. He was a gamer. It was awesome.
You've played with some greats. Yadier Molina is one of them. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, certainly a Cardinals Hall of Famer. Looks like this year he'll get inducted. And he and Albert Pujols both are. It sounds like they want to become managers. We've talked a lot about that, and I know you know Yadi pretty well. Is he suited for that role? And if he is, what about him would make him a good manager? Because it's not the job a lot of people think necessarily.
Yeah, he's 100% manager type guy. He lives, breathes, eats, sleeps the game of baseball. He understands it. He's a guy that's 5 steps ahead of the competition. The way that he prepared whenever he was a player, and I got to believe that he would do the same thing once he gets that manager role, because it's not if he gets it, it's when he gets it. He's going to be a manager at the big league level, and I think the way that he's just able to lead people, he commands the room when he walks in it. When he speaks, people kind of shut up and listen because it's Yadi, and he did it at the highest level for so long. And one of the best catchers to ever play the game of baseball. So he definitely gets the game, and I'm just excited to see when he gets that job. His team's going to be really good.
The other part of it is it's not the X's and O's. It's not the game. It's the nonsense you have to deal with as a manager. Talking to us, talking to the press every day, dealing with all of that. There's a lot of outside noise, and you've talked about coaching, and you've done some already. That part is challenging too.
Yeah, I think, but from the player side, you learn how to handle the media. You learn and maybe Yadi wasn't the greatest at when he was playing. He was so locked in and focused to preparing for the game that he didn't really want to give the media too much time. He did to a certain degree, but he wasn't disrespectful. He went about it the right way, but he was so laser focused on preparing night in and night out for the job at hand. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to learn. You gotta be a people person. You gotta learn to talk to the media. You gotta learn to be able to, from the manager seat, you gotta be able to learn to control your staff. Make sure that everybody's in line, and a guy like Albert or a guy like Yadi, they're gonna do that. I mean, look at what they did in the WBC and in the winter ball teams that the two of them managed. Those teams are prepared night in and night out to go out there and put the best effort on the field.
Absolutely. I'm here to tell you that the manager, part of the job is taking heat, taking criticism, taking abuse from fans. La Russa took it, Matheny, Schild, and now Ollie certainly takes it. And by the way, he's only coached or managed a handful of games, and Mark DeRosa just learned. He's got a piece of it too.
Yeah.
He just learned what that's all about. And I have a lot of respect for Ollie. Now, I may not always agree with what he does in his moves, but I have a lot of respect for him for a lot of reasons. First of all, he is great with us, but that's beside the point. He came in an awkward situation. When Schild got fired, Ollie was promoted, and not everybody was happy with how that went down. He also, remember, he managed a division champion with a lot of big voices in there. Yachty, Pujols, Waino, you name them, were in there, and I think he did a very good job of managing the team, but also respecting them. Now I feel like he has a good situation. He has young players that he can manage. How do you see Ollie's tenure here so far? This is year 5.
Yeah, I think Ollie's done a great job. Like you said, I think he's kind of got thrown into the fire early on and had to navigate some tough times. But I got like yourself. I got a lot of respect for Ollie. I think I got to play for him. He was an infield guy with Akendo and our first base coach for a while. Like he's a great baseball guy. He's a Cardinal guy in and out. Like he understands the organization. He understands the magnitude of the seat that he holds, especially during this little like rebuild that we're going through right now. But I think he's doing a great job, and I'm excited. Like to your point, this team that he's got this year, it's a younger core group, but it's guys that he can get his hands on and really teach them the ropes and kind of lead them in the right direction.
With the way baseball is now, and modern baseball, it's changed, and over the years, it's different how I think managers handle their teams, their rosters, their relationships with the front office. So as a former player, what do you think the most important job of a manager is?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think it's like, obviously, like the clubhouse that he's got now, like there's not a superstar in the room. Like I guess like Mason Wynn probably is the biggest name that he's got. I think it's dealing with those kind of guys, making sure that you give them respect, but also letting them go out there and do your thing. And like to your point, when Ollie had Albert, Yachty, Waino, like he did such a good job of trusting and respecting that they were prepared on a daily basis, that he didn't get in their way. I think a lot of managers kind of get too much in the way of their players in the clubhouse, of the way they prepare and whatnot. They want to have their hands in a little bit of everything. So I think the good managers kind of take a step back and really trust the group that they got inside that clubhouse to go out there and compete.
Is that something you think fans misunderstand about managing, that they think it's more hands-on than it actually is?
Well, yeah, I think to Tom's point, I think a lot of the normal fan, they don't really understand what all that manager has to deal with on a daily basis. They think they just have to write the lineup and let their team go play. That's like not it at all. Like they, from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, they're having to make phone calls, talk to the media, see if their guys are healthy enough to be in the lineup. Like they're touching bases every step of the way. And I just think I think the typical fan doesn't really understand what all entails, what goes into a manager's day.
I really believe this, that even those that are on the inside, and I'm talking about, we get some great access, the broadcasters do. Nobody really knows what's going on in the clubhouse and the status of what's happening in there, except for the manager and the players and the staff.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that can't be revealed sometimes. About what's going on.
That's why those doors like lock whenever like you just can't walk in there and open those doors up. Like there's and I wish that there was a way to kind of let some of that stuff out to the public, so the public had a better understanding of what went on in there. But like if that did, it wouldn't be the same. It you would kind of lose some guys' trust, respect. Like what happens in those closed doors, like it's special.
Well, what about, this is a thing, because I worked with a team for a long time, and one of the biggest challenges I felt like I had was trying to explain what a hitting coach can and can't do. And now we're moving to that position, and the hitting coach takes a lot of heat whenever a team isn't performing offensively. First thing people do is go for the hitting coach sucks. Got to fire him, got to get somebody else. What is that job actually? What is the relationship between the player and the hitting coach?
It's a great question as well. I think, a really, and I had some good ones in my day. A really good hitting coach, they have to handle 26 different guys swings, because every swing is different. Every guy's mechanics is different. So you have to understand what mechanics work for every individual, but you also have to be able to give that guy confidence before the game, because a lot of guys will do pre-game warm-ups just to get their body warmed up before they go stretch and get ready. That they have to kind of boost your confidence a little bit. So you go out there in the field, you feel like you're ready to go to battle, and you're going to win that battle. So I think it's tiptoeing the line of talking mechanics, talking the art of hitting, but also being able to give the guys confidence of letting them know that, hey, you're a bad dude. Go out there and show it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best hitting coaches.
That's Matt Adams with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. We are at Rally House, Brentwood Point. We've had a lot of people coming in and out of here. It's a fantastic place to buy not only Cardinals gear, but we see Blues, Mizzou, SLU, Battlehawk City, you name it. They've got it all here. We're going to come back with a lot more, but first I want to hear about FanDuel.
You want to hear about FanDuel?
Yep.
Well, you want to hear about the baseball season?
Yes.
FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. And that's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. You can make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. How about this? FanDuel is the home of home runs. And right now, Aaron Judge, 48.5. That's a total for, what do you think? Over or under, Matt Adams? Over? Over 48.5. That's what Matt Adams thinks. So if you're ready to play your game, go to FanDuel.com/Missouri, FanDuel.com/Missouri, and choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26. And KMOX's Kegs and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first served. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate opening day with Dirt Cheap, Budweiser, and Rally House. More info at KMOX.com/events.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Now back to the Gas House Gang.
Sponsored by Salika Heating and Cooling and by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis and Chesterfield Fence and Deck.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, just a few minutes left, so let's do this big drawing. This is for a $100 gift card to Rally House. We're at the Brentwood Point location, 8550 Eager Road. I'm telling you, this is a great place to buy all of your sports gear. They have St. Louis and beyond. Matt Pajeski is holding a box full of entries, and Matt Adams is going to reach in and pull out a winner.
A winner. There's going to be a winner. And then when he's done with this and we're done with the show, I have to go find a hat for Bernie. Bernie has been bothering me to get him a cap. I'm going to get him a cap here today.
All right. Special winner for the $100 gift card, Christina Jordan.
Christina Jordan.
Wow.
Where's Christina from?
She's from Hazelwood.
Hazelwood,
Wow.
Christina. All right, what's her phone number? Don't read that.
All right, Christina, thanks for stopping in, and thanks for putting in an entry. You got yourself a $100 gift card. See how easy that was? That's
awesome.
good. I bet you could still hit. I bet you could still hit some bombs.
Yeah, I've actually joked around with my wife. I want to get back in the cage. Last year we had a reliever that was coming back from injury, and he needed somebody to stand in and face him live. And I put the uniform on. We had a one flapper in the back of the storage room. I threw that on and went 1 for 3 off of him. So
yes.
I body still feels great. I feel like I could still get out there and do it, but I'm really, really excited for this next chapter.
I just saw Barry Bonds on a podcast. It might have been, does Rick Barnes have a podcast? I don't know, whatever. But somebody asked him, this was yesterday, if, could you hit 102 right now? And Barry says, if I can see it, I can hit it. I mean, that guy, he's almost 60, that dude.
When you have it, you have it.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you have it, you have it. Especially that guy.
Yeah, that was like the old line, Stan Musial. They said, what would you hit today? And he said, probably 270, 275. They're like, Stan, you're 331 lifetime hitter. He goes, well, I am 70 years old.
I love that.
Oh, that's amazing.
We have a listener, Ken, who is watching us on YouTube. I guess he's a viewer. He says, when I'm down about Cardinals baseball, I rewatch Matt Adams' joy when he homered off of Kershaw.
Myself included.
That's right. I'm having a bad day. Let me go watch this.
Right?
Yeah, there are some YouTube videos you just have to keep in your rotation, and that is one for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, I love this. It's great having you on KMOX.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun. This is fun. I tell everybody's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I love media. I love being on camera. I love being on TV. I love talking about the game of baseball. Love telling stories about, my playing career, my teammates. So yeah, this is fun.
That's one of the best things about this sport is being able to sit around and talk about it. I still maintain the best show maybe that our station ever had is Live at Shannon's. And we started talking about Mike Shannon. I'm going to close it with Mike Shannon because I think about him a lot this time of year with opening day tomorrow. He loved opening day and loved our fans. We're going to say goodbye from this location, but you're back tomorrow with the big dog, and you're going to find no, you're not. You're with me tomorrow.
You, pal.
We're off the Gashouse game tomorrow,
right.
but we're at opening day. But my point is you got to find a hat for the big dog.
I'm going to go find Bernie's hat here in a minute.
We don't want to take up any more time for the DGS. They are coming up next. And then don't forget our full coverage of opening day starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Matt Adams, for Chris Ranji, for Matt Pajeski, for Jim Hewer. And our team here, Lindsay Wright, has done a tremendous job. I'm Tom Ackerman. So long from the Rally House location of Brentwood Point.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores.